Hey guys, and you are listening to Profound Radio. I'm Mapal.
I'm Caleb.
I'm Gemma.
And I'm Danielle. Oh, Dannie.
Hi guys. So we actually have, this is a special 3-hour long broadcast. I'm quickly just going to check my audio mixer because this always goes wrong. I am still there. This is going to be a 3-hour long special broadcast because of everything that happened around episode 3 of season 9. Just to warn you all, there is a trigger warning for this episode regarding non-consensual sex, so if you are triggered by that, then please tune out now, because this is going to be a big topic.
And tune in next week, because we're going to be talking about the really interesting looking episode next week.
Yeah.
It's going to be cool next week. Next week will be fantastic. But this week we do have
it looks
a lot to talk about.
We do.
Yes.
Okay, so we'll get right down to it with the nitty-gritty.
Bring it.
Yeah, we will start with what happened on Twitter this week, because it has been one hell of a week.
It is more massive wank storm.
This has been a very, very eventful.
There are too many tweets to even put up to show you guys and to mention.
Yes.
But to anyone who really doesn't know what happened, does someone want to summarise what happened?
Basically, I think what happened was some guys went on Twitter after the show and kind of questioned Destiel, and basically Chad Kennedy replied, you can't, basically have something that doesn't exist, and kind of said that it didn't exist. Then he backtracked a bit and said that, there was
Some queer baiting ensued.
Yeah, and then he backtracked a bit more and basically said that he would, quite happily have a bisexual dean. And then I think he disappeared off Twitter. Then he came back on Twitter. Then Guy Norman Bates.
Also made a bit of a about the Reapers.
We'll get to the Reapers in a second. But more importantly, he said basically something along the lines of it hasn't been pitched to him yet, but when it becomes important to a plot, then they out Dean as bi. Basically meaning that queer people, their sexualities aren't valid unless it has something to do with a plot point.
Mm-hmm.
Which was really concerning that someone's that way.
I think he was trying to dig out of his own grave in quicksand, and it was just getting worse and worse. And every time he said something, he thought he was making it better, and it quite clearly wasn't.
He was new to Twitter, and he didn't understand the fandom. And I think it was Adam Glass.
Well, obviously, he was new to queer issues.
Yes, and he probably didn't quite understand the whole process of ships and stuff like that.
No, he didn't. And I think Adam Glass, I think it was on the 14th. Yeah, it was on the 14th. He put out a message saying, all scripts go through Chad Kennedy. Put your complaints through him. So, well done, Adam Glass. They did.
Basically, Adam Glass kind of put a target on Chad Kennedy's back.
He knew
I have to admit, well, the thing is, when you think about it, the feeling before the episode wasn't exactly brilliant, was it?
No.
And I think, mind you, I have seen some I think it's been a bit extreme on both parties, from obviously with Guy Norman B. Yeah, I think it's been a bit extreme on both parties, and they're all a bit on an offensive and both kind of being really defensive against each other, and obviously people are going to get offended and retaliate, and it's a one massive mess, really, isn't it?
I think everyone needs to just go away, have a blanket and a cup of coffee, and come back later.
Let's just log out of Twitter for just a few days.
It is time to go to sleep.
Take a break.
You poke an angry bear with a stick like Guy Norman Bate, you're going to get bitten.
He knew the fandom would be upset, he knew, and he poked it.
I mean, there's all, it's all very well and good not agreeing with the fandom or not agreeing with Dean and Cass, but there's no need to have repeatedly kept answering the asks and messages. didn't have to, but he did. And then he got very defensive and kept saying, please stop including me in your conversations. And I feel like at that point he should have just stopped tweeting altogether. He should have just taken a step away from Twitter and said, right, I'm just not going to be on Twitter again for the next week or so. I'm going to leave it and ignore what these people are tweeting me. But he didn't.
I think they need some lessons, really, because I think they need to kind of understand that, like, obviously certain members of the fandom will see it through until the end, will always want to have the last word. And they need to be held up to a higher account. They're the people in charge. So they need to have some lessons on when to turn around and just go, right, okay, whatever, I'm going away, to diffuse the situation. What they didn't, they chucked petrol onto the fire and decided to dance around it.
It's just, one person pissed the fandom off, then the rest kept going, and everyone should have just stopped, and the fandom would have calmed down.
Yeah, yes.
And it's just, fuels the fire.
What really gets me going is that they kept fueling the flames, then turned around and complained about getting burned. It's like,
hello, you put the fire there, but I do think that they need some PR lessons, and maybe lessons in Twitter on how to kind of react to this in the future, because
it's like the PR people took a leave of absence and everyone just to burn the house to the ground.
If I had been the advisor of the secretary, I'd be like, no, just take a step back. What are you doing? And it's a PR nightmare.
Okay, but can we talk about the person who did something right, and that is Misha Collins
and Osric.
Both of them have been fantastic. Really Osric wrote a massive post. I read it. It was so sweet. Osric's
it was very brave.
It was.
I feel like when you do have a bit of an issue though, when you've got an actor who's young, has only been on a show for a year and a half or so, and he is able to notice that this is spiraling out of control, and he is able to be very calm and write that. He's being more level-headed than people that have been on the show since, I suppose, day one. And when you have that, someone needs to be teaching these people how to PR, really.
Misha definitely did it right, though. I mean, Misha's comment to the fandom was fantastic. It helped a lot of people. It was exactly the right thing to say.
It was exactly the right time. It was so needed. But I mean, Osric was really brave because he'd been told not to come out and do this, and he did it anyway. And he gets the fandom. He understands the fandom, and I think
he's very close to the fandom, and he does a fantastic job of getting involved. So
and Amisha, I think understands us because he classes himself as one of us in a way. And it was so needed. When I saw that, I thought, you know what? Never mind all the wank. I'm gonna, I'd much rather take his word over. He might be a troll, but he wouldn't troll us over something like this. And I'm gonna totally taking that, above a script supervisor who's just come on Twitter. I'm totally gonna, take his word over theirs.
Yeah. Is there anything else you want to cover on what happened on Twitter?
I just think we need to learn from this in a way, because it's been quite damaging to the fandom, but also to the show and the respect of the show. And I'm personally worried about what this means for Misha, because obviously in his character Cass, and I think it's worrying about season 10 as well. And I think we need to learn from this that yes, we can raise issues with the writers, and the writers are really between us, but railing at them at Twitter isn't going to change the plot lines. Plot lines are probably pretty much secured right now. And I think we need to learn that what you might be seeing as constructive, they might see as anger. And I think we need to kind of, obviously get our point of constructive criticism across, without looking like we're fully fledged attacking them. And I think we need to learn from this because we're not going to get anywhere if we just keep on railing at them and saying, why are you not making, and I think we need to start moving away from what do you think of Destiel? I think we need to start using the words Dean and Castiel. What do you think of their relationship? Move away from fandom terms because not all the writers and all the powers that be actually use those terms.
No.
No,
I think was it Adam Glass or Guy B who said they didn't even know what shipping was?
Yes, exactly. So we need to start moving away. We need to start moving away from these kind of things. And if they want to take, if we want them to take us seriously, we need to start addressing it as not a ship, a relationship. We need to start addressing them as Dean and Castiel, and love and everything like that.
We need to start identifying them as the queer representation they are. And if we want them to be serious about Destiel, we need to be serious about it.
And I know,
we need to take away the misconception as well that Destiel is all about the smutty thing, because I think a lot of them see Destiel and they assume that is about the sex, and we need to say no, we need to get rid of that misconception.
Yeah, and I think we need just to kind of start, focusing on that.
Because I mean, if you saw their commentary on the show about Wincest, they put that in their heads that all types of ships just slash shipping.
And
which is not good. It's not good at all.
And the thing is, I think it deteriorated very quickly between, on the Twitter wank, because they were on the defensive and because, they didn't understand at first. And obviously, if you get told that you're misunderstood, we're going to retaliate against them and then they're going to retaliate against us. And it got so bad. And I was actually at times quite ashamed of some people because just because we know about it doesn't necessarily mean that they know about it and that they understand everything that we're going to say. They're getting there, and they're so much better than what they used to be. And they put things into the fandom like Moose and Squirrel and stuff like that. But it's not going to be all perfect straight away. They're still learning.
I do have to say that they are right in the chat that it's no longer a Destiel issue anyway, and we're going to come to that soon.
Yeah.
It is a respect issue. And we did get called weirdos, I have to say. So we have to combat that mentality. We have to show that we are not weirdos, and like Misha says, we're not crazy. So
exactly. And in that way, respect goes both ways. And just because they call us weirdos does not mean that we attack back at them and call them idiots and stupid people like they actually are. Yeah. We need to treat them with respect and show that we are a higher standard than them and that we are bigger people than them. And then they will understand that we're not weirdos, that we're actually quite normal people, that we all have normal jobs.
And I think another thing we need to take away is that, we have people like Chad Kennedy and Guy Norman, but we also have people like Osric and Misha and Adam.
It's about
so we need to keep in mind that not all TPTV is like Chad Kennedy.
Yeah, and exactly. And, it's all about educating them, about the right way to behave.
Yeah, some are just more educated than others.
Yes.
And we just need to...
Yeah, and we need to understand that maybe not everybody on the SPN crew is going to be like Misha and Osric, and maybe show them a bit of consideration and educate them in a way.
Yeah.
I'd like to just jump in quickly, something that Ali has said in the chat about how that neither Guy Norman B or Chad Kennedy will know about future plot lines. And that's a good point, and we're going to get to Dean and Cass a little bit later on. But you're right, there is a good chance that even if Dean and Cass are heading towards canonicity, that they wouldn't even know about it at this stage. So, yes, I've noticed the point, and we're going to get to that a little bit later on.
Because to cover up what Chad is, for anyone who doesn't know, I do believe he proofreads the scripts before they go to make sure they're fit for airing on the CW, as far as I'm aware. So that's what he does. That's he approves the scripts.
There's nothing creative in that.
No, there's nothing creative. He approves and makes sure they're okay. So his opinion, actually, to be honest, guys, means FA. It means nothing. So
yeah, okay.
It's okay. Chill, guys. Breathe. We will be fine, and we'll get through this.
And I mean, he did say himself. He did say himself, if it was thrown at him, he wouldn't immediately dismiss it because...
Exactly.
So he just said that it hasn't been put forward to him yet, which basically means up to about maybe episode... What have they written now? They've written up to...
10?
Maybe. actually, no, because they're filming about
13.
17. I
13.
think they've written up to 17, actually. I know Robbie was working on one around there.
I mean-
Robbie was working on 17, so Chad will have probably seen up to maybe episode 15, 16. So he doesn't know what's coming, and, it's just nothing to pay heed to, guys. We're still okay.
Yeah. Okay.
And I mean, it is a little concerning that he thinks that anything a non-heterosexual would have to have plot validation.
I think he's
That
an
is
idiot.
concerning, and
It
that
is
is something
concerning.
that's something about Chad Kennedy that really,
Irked
really
me.
upset me.
Yeah, it really got to me. I'm just
But-
It's gotten me.
It's
But
the
to be honest-
same logic
like I
that,
said-
it's the same logic that comes to this. Oh, so you're a lesbian, which guy hurt you? Oh, you're asexual, who raped you? It's that sort of logic, and it's
Yeah.
just like, it
And-
doesn't need validation.
Yeah, and that's why we kind of need education, I think, and rather than screaming and shouting at them, because obviously they're just going to turn and go, "You nutty fans, why are you screaming and shouting at me?" We need to educate them and say, "Listen, your point of view is a bit skewed here. Here's the facts. Go read about them before you open your mouth again."
Sorry, I'm just sorting out my sound levels. Hang on.
So we're going to move. Don't worry, guys. We are going to talk a lot more about Dean and Cass and everything. But obviously, the Twitter rank was really more about a case of, fandom behavior and crew behavior.
It swings both ways.
Right.
It's,
Yes.
And I feel like it's important to note that we saw the good and bad of the TV.
Both sides.
We did.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Both sides.
It's really ugly.
Yeah.
I saw both sides, and I mean, I was like,
And I hope this really goes to show that we can't lump the entire TPTV into some sort of queer baiting monsters. There are
a mixed
some that
bunch of
aren't as
people.
educated as others.
And trust me, there are some assholes in there, but really they're not all that bad. There's some really good ones. We have Robbie, we have Adam Glass. There's some really nice ones. And on the cast, Misha, Jensen is a sweetheart, really.
and I think also what we need.
Well, it's chronic foot and mouth disease, but he is a sweetheart.
He is
And
a real sweetheart.
I think also what we need to remember as well is that we ourselves say that we respect people who ship other ships and who may not ship Dean and Castiel in the fandom. We need to address that also to the crew, that not everybody in the crew might ship it. If you think about it that way, we need to respect their opinion that they might not get it, but that doesn't necessarily mean it's not going to happen in the show. It just means that they don't get it, which is a bit like certain parts of the fandom might not get Meg and Cass, or certain fans of certain fandoms might not get Dean and Sam. It's about respecting their opinions, and yeah, just because some people don't get it in the crew doesn't necessarily mean it's not going to happen on the show. But we do still need to respect their opinion.
Yes. Anyway, just because we didn't really have much actual fandom news this week, because obviously it's going into all the episode discussion. But I just want to throw in my bit of fandom news is, for anyone who's interested in Hunters International, the writers were announced this week, so if you want to go check those out, they're on our blog. We have started posting the story schedules for them. If you are writing for Hunters International, please get me your schedules in so I can make you a post that looks all cool and stuff. We're still taking on informants and betters, so please
Yes,
get in touch.
and hopefully the informants should all be sorted this weekend.
Awesome. So yeah, that's that's Hunters International. Okay, so we come on now to the fantastic episode we watched this week.
Oh.
Dun, dun,
Oh,
dun.
Oh, okay. So I want to put something first. Oh my goodness, what is my laptop doing?
And,
Wow.
Before we get into this, I just want to say we're gonna cover something lightly, but stay tuned for Profit Hour after the show, and they're probably gonna dissect some of these things
In such
deeper
detail.
than what we're going to
Just
do
give me a
today,
minute, 'cause my
right now.
computer just
To the
screwed up
point
so
of,
bad.
so much detail that you will be
Yeah, and we don't want to take over anything that they're going to do. So
we're
we're
not
going
as
to.
intelligent as them. They're gonna go into so much detail. We're just gonna go light.
We're just going to rant, okay? But
Yeah.
there is one thing I want to say first. I was going to say it before my computer completely screwed up and everything shifted to the other window.
It's looking great. It's looking great. It's like, look at the screen. Whoa, Tumblr. Whoa, zoom.
I don't know what's happening.
Whoa.
Whoa!
Yeah, whoa, be quiet. Sorry.
Woo, movies. Yay.
So, right, okay, I'm just saying that this is not a Destiel issue, what we are going to cover, okay? I've already covered this on my blog. This is not a Destiel problem. I am going to go first. We're each taking a little section here, and then we'll have some discussion around it and everything. I'll go first in a minute, and I will warn you, I am talking about the issue of consent that we saw in this episode, so if you are sensitive to the subject, then please don't listen. Right, let me put this back to full screen. Oh, crap. Not going my way today. That'll do. Right, so we had the episode 903 this week. So, oh, I just see why you're going whoa now, because, yeah, okay. So we had episode 903 this week, and there was a lot of problems around this episode, and where do you even begin, really? So I'll be covering the topic of consent. The other guys will be going on to cover a few more things in a second, but I just really had to talk about this week because it's something that is quite close to my heart. So I had a law student in my inbox this week. I don't know if a few people reblogged it, and in regards to what happened in the episode with April lying to Cass and then having sex and Cass consenting to sex with April but not with the Reaper/Angel that was possessing her, by law this was classed as rape. And the law student said to me, as a law student, I can confirm that in common law, consenting to sex with someone who lies about their identity, I can't pronounce that. It invalidates the consent. That means there is no consent. So yes, April's actions did constitute sexual assault. Not to mention the ickiness of the Reaper using April's body. So it is by law classed as rape. And it's a bit strange because this was brought up to me by Octoswan this week, Carolyn. And it seemed like Supernatural was trying to make consent a topic and an issue for this season. You know, we're looking at the consent issue between
Sam and Ezekiel.
Yeah, Sam and Ezekiel, you know, Cass actually being forced to fall, all these things. And
the hunter in 902 who got shagged by Adam.
Yeah, there's a lot of consent issues going on. And we thought they were going to handle them well and, you know, make it a real nice topic. And instead what we get is this episode that really does not handle consent well at all. It was not handled correctly by these two writers who have had issues with consent in the past. They have not done some fantastic episodes, we all know that. And, you know, simply Castiel did not consent to sex with the angel that was possessing April. He thought he was going to have sex with some nice girl, and it is called rape by deception, as a friend told me. So, yes, he was raped by this angel. And, you know, as Cass said, afterwards, he even said, was intercourse necessary? He did not want to have sex with her. So, it is not... It's just, yeah. Consent was a big issue throughout the whole episode. And, you know, we see angels tricking people into being vessels. We see... It's just... It's terrible. You know, angels are making people explode. I mean, when did angels do this? It's just really... Yeah, consent was a big issue. And, you know, they sort of addressed the angel issue a bit better than they addressed the Castiel consent issue. And because, you know, the Castiel consent issue should not have been laughed off at the end of the episode. You know, we saw... Yeah, we saw Dean and Sam laughing off, you know, oh, congrats, bro, you got laid, you did use protection.
Major head shaking going on right now.
I was just like, oh my goodness, and
also for April as well, like, her consent.
Yeah, April did not, I'm coming on to this. Yes, Kaleb?
Oh, I was going to say, I mean, as a guy myself, who really hates it when people treat guys are raped as something trivial.
Yeah, it's this
really,
society.
really frustrating.
Yeah, society views it as if a man gets an erection, then he wants it. Now, can I just say that an erection is biological response to arousal? So of course a guy can get an erection. You know, it's like when your nipples get erect. You know, shit happens. It does not mean you are consenting to sex. So male rape is a serious issue that needs to be addressed. And I'm very furious about this issue this week for reasons I can't even mention. So.
Gemma linked me to an article a little bit ago, a couple of hours ago now, and it's really, really very good, and it does tackle that issue very well, and calls Supernatural out on its shit. So I will make a point of getting that linked to you later, because it's a really, really worth read, and it's a good article.
It is a very level-headed approach as well. It's very clear and concise. It's a very good review. It doesn't just touch on the consent issues. It touches on the whole episode and kind of goes through every part and kind of says the good and the bad. And it's a very, very, you know, this is the kind of review that we need to get to the powers that be to educate them, kind of thing. It's on my blog, but obviously, as Danny says, we will get a link to you guys. Unfortunately, I was trying to get permission that we could kind of take some bits from it back. I didn't get a message back from the lady.
I've basically paraphrased and rephrased and summarised here. You know, I've got a bit more to say. So, yeah, I'm pretty sure both the brothers did know that April was possessed when Cass had sex with her, and it's just a whole dodgy thing. I think that it should have been the first thing that crossed their mind was, what, you've had sex with a monster? Both Dean and Sam have been there, and they normally flip their shit when this stuff happens. So why was this not brought up? So,
what was I going to say? About why was it necessary?
Don't worry, I've got it.
I know. To have either been possessed. Why couldn't she have just been possessed afterwards? If it was absolutely imperative for her to be possessed
beforehand.
Yes, it's like I said. Why did Cass even have to have sex in the first place? We have Chad saying that we will make Dean bisexual if it serves the plot. Now, can I please just ask, if things only happen to serve the plot, what possible purpose did Cass being raped serve to any plot here other than to get his leg over when he's fallen? Why couldn't he have had some nice sex with a nice woman and actually have it mean something rather than some meaningless sex with a monster? I'm just pissed.
And I'm sorry, but it wasn't constructive to the plot. It didn't make any sense whatsoever. And if they were going to do it, why couldn't April have been a normal, simple girl that night and maybe have a connection? And because sometimes,
really nice
sometimes it is quite normal to pick up a connection.
Look at it this way: they could have had an amazing plot because he could have made a nice connection with her. He could have got close to her. They could have had sex. Then she could have got possessed the next morning, and Cass could have been heartbroken because this woman he thought he could have loved was killed by the man that he likes, his loves, Dean. She got killed by Dean because she got possessed by one of his own kind, pretty much. It could have been an amazing
this sweet girl
plot.
going through the grinder that is being possessed by angels. So
don't worry about there.
See, that's where I thought the episode was going to go before I started watching it. That is where I thought the episode was going to go, and I was so on board with that. I thought it was going
to be fantastic. Emotional drama, his first clash with humanity and humanity's death. You know, he would have witnessed death for the first time as a human, and that would have been a serious thing.
It could have later with the Sam and Ezekiel story, because it could have shown how bad being possessed by an angel could be for a human. And why no one thought of that is beyond me. Instead, they just...
The thing is, this is what my mum actually pointed out as well last night, because I watched it with my mum. She wasn't particularly impressed. My mum is a 50-something casual viewer. But she now ships Dean and Cass. Very much so. She really ships Dean and Cass now. But she said it was absolutely pointless. And also, because she also saw it as, well, how do you define consent? This young girl obviously agreed consent to have an angel possess her.
She did not agree to having sex with people while possessed. It is not so. You agree to angelic possession, you do not agree to this bullshit.
And also, then you start thinking, well, obviously this Buddy Boyle is giving a lot of different people this false information that you think you're going to have this beautiful angelic grace and possessing you, and they're not. So really, all the angels are kind of getting vessels through a non-informed consent. It's like having an operation and not being told why.
Yes. I do have more to go on, actually. I'm still
Sorry.
going. I am still going.
Go!
Because now I have a massive
Go.
rant. Okay, prepare for this. Because Cass's first sexual experience should have been something he enjoyed and didn't regret. He will probably grow to regret this. To a lot of people identifying with Castiel and his sexuality, so I'm looking at, the asexuals, demisexuals, this experience and the attitude of the brothers towards it could be damaging and not confident. It could tell asexuals and demisexuals that their first sexual experience could be a lie, that it's something they'll regret, and yet they totally should have sex because it's the attitude pushed and backed up by peers, in this case Dean and Sam, who praise Cass on his negative experience. It is promoting negative experience, it is not promoting healthy sexuality. It's, for people with sexualities like mine, it's really kind of, not only did he get tricked into having emotions for someone, tricked into having sex with someone he thought he felt for because she was kind and generous and he thought maybe he could love her, then it all turned out to be a lie and a negative experience. And I would hope they would address this issue properly and address his trust issues in the future, but I know they won't. So this is again shitting all over the sexualities such as, the old asexual spectrum, so demisexual, grey, all that. And going on to male rape is often ignored and victims don't speak out because of their fear, their fear of dismissal or their loved ones reacting the same way Dean and Sam do. The fact that Cass still seems happy about the sex at the end of the episode just reaffirms that male rape is a serious issue that needs to be addressed. And, they had a perfect opportunity to address a serious real-life issue in this episode and they totally passed that up again. And it's just... issues with consent are ongoing in Supernatural. They really do need to address this. Demon vessels is basically rape. The treatment of angel vessels.
Sexual
Can I just say?
Experience is not good.
Yeah, can I just say the treatment of angel vessels? And here looking towards how Michael treated his vessels, including Dean. He basically wanted to rape Dean, and he ended up raping Adam. Angels are meant to be these pure creatures, and they really don't treat their vessels very well. And the implications of non-consensual sex between Lucifer and Sam in the cage, which was never really properly addressed. The implications of, rape that's happened to Dean in hell. And obviously the very wrong episode, Time for a Wedding. And literally none of this gets addressed. And I am getting quite sick of this non-consent issue being not addressed here. And that is all I have to say.
The thing is, it's kind of annoying because in some ways they have addressed certain issues, like when they did it right with Ruby had to go and get a dead person before Sam could have sex with her. We had to have it addressed that she wasn't possessing some other girl and that she was in a person without a soul. So they know how to do it. They've got, Anna obviously explained that she, in the whole sex thing, and also with Jimmy and Castiel, we have precedents. So why can't they just take the effort and go back and look at it?
See, the showrunner, Sarah Gamble, was the one that brought up the need for Ruby to have an empty vessel, otherwise Sam would be raping her. And
exactly, so we've got precedents
like that I think actually miss having her on the show.
Yeah, and the thing is, they've got precedents. It's just sloppy and lazy not to go back and look at it and use that. And that's what I'm going to be getting onto kind of in the future. But now we're going to Kaleb.
Okay. I wanted to address something that I thought about recently, and I was thinking about who are these Ross and Buckner people? Who do they think they are? So,
who do you think?
I went back and I looked at all the episodes they wrote, and I found a shocking discovery. More than half of the episodes they wrote had some really negative and really weird, gross, sexual undertones, if not blatant. And I will go through the list now. And the famous racist truck episode,
yes.
We had a person of color girl used as a vehicle for sexual fan service, and then is then sidekicked in her own story arc, which was
annoying.
We can go days talking about how stupid that episode was.
I have to admit, we watched season 1 and I skipped that episode.
God. And then there's season 7, episode 13, when Dane gets that Amazon
Slice
pregnant.
Girls! The Slice Girls, no!
And if I'm not, and another weird thing is, if I'm not correct, didn't he kill the baby he made?
Sam killed him.
Sam killed baby, yeah.
Sam killed her. So the person died. And did Dean even show
Yeah.
any, like...
Yeah, he was upset.
He's completely freaked out.
At the end,
Yeah, so, like,
after it again, it's just like.
He's not
Yeah,
had
but
sex.
after-
That's how traumatized he is. He probably can't get it up, bless him.
And then, in season 7, in episode 19, there are just ghost hookers who have no agency before or after death. They're just like, we need to fill this room up. Let's just add some ghost hookers in there for no reason. Let's just do it.
Which episode was that?
That was like...
The
That
one
was when...
in the ghost house.
Oh my
The house. That thing.
Yeah.
No.
And then in season 8, episode 3, Dean got sexually harassed by someone who was trying to kill him. So again, like, why is that necessary?
And then my favorite.
Like, why?
I actually like this episode. Please be quiet.
And then my favorite.
I know, but why?
I tell you why.
I tell
you why I love this episode. It's literally only because of Portia and the woman who plays her, and I think she's a fucking badass. Want her to come back.
Yes, but no.
I know, the whole episode was pretty wrong. I just
And
love
of
Portia.
course, and then of course we go on to episode 15 of season 8 with the whole master, the person of color girl,
Color.
calling the white guy a master.
Oh, wow.
And then they had
Apparently,
sexual activity.
Caleb, apparently the ghost hookers started out with the female hunter who had slept with both Dean and Bobby.
And Sam.
That's okay.
So women are just
So,
sexual
again,
objects.
Sexual fantasies all over the place of weirdness.
Ugh.
Why? Can I just
So,
ask one
we have,
question?
and of course,
Why are these two guys
of course-
still writing?
Why are they still employed?
Because one of them is married to Bob Singer and is his wife, basically. That's basically the only reason why. That's the only reason I believe that they're still writing, is that one of them is Bob Singer's wife.
So, and then of course we can add this one, episode 3 of season 9, to the list of these weird sexual fantasies that are unhealthy and just and they sexually exploit our characters, and that's really bad.
Just no. It's just no. We are not
So
sexual
these
objects.
writers, this didn't come out of the blue. These writers have a tendency to write these horribly disgusting things.
Yes. And they just ugh.
And I think it's really not smart that they decided to put these two people in charge of establishing Cassiel's
Humanity.
human self, because they screwed it up so royally.
The thing is,
we sort of knew they were going to.
if they can't even get the basic issues of consent, understand the basic issues of consent, and not sexualizing women as objects, how the hell are they gonna actually write an episode and stick to canon law?
Okay,
Because they can't even get past major issues.
Okay.
They can't
I
even
did
understand
put
that.
later on, don't worry, I have put a discussion on the writers. We will come back to the writers. Trust me.
Yes.
Trust me on that one.
But I'm gonna go ahead and throw a positive spin.
Really?
Putting it out there. I'll try. I am just really glad that they were able to get these writers just hurried up out of the way early on. So we have the next 20. We have the next 20 episodes and all of the amazing writers in between to make up for this sham.
I may have heard a rumor that they're writing the mid-season finale.
No!
A rumor? Well, I'm not going to believe that rumor until it's
Carver.
true. I'll tell you
Sorry.
that.
Who's writing the finale?
Carver.
Oh,
Probably.
Ross and Buckner.
Yeah.
That's the rumor.
But Ross and Buck will write the mid-season finale, I've heard.
oh God.
Oh, I hope not.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
I'm just gonna write a really, really long-winded letter and say, please, can you sack them?
I'm just-
I don't want people to be out of job or anything,
You know,
but
I've tried this week to communicate my dislike and, just the general problems with the episode, and I didn't go very far, okay? So...
Can we just send them to the Vampire Diaries, can we, please?
Yeah.
Anyways. Are you done, Kaleb?
For now.
Yeah.
Okay.
We'll come back to the writers, don't worry.
So, mine kind of tags onto the writers, but generally, it's about the inconsistencies in the episode. Judging from out-of-character behaviour to Reapers. But let's just start on the out-of-character behaviour from Cass. Can anybody remember
Not just
the end
Cass,
of the...
by the way.
Not just Cass. Alright, but I'm just starting on Cass. Can anybody remember when he became human the last time and they kind of went and got the Croton virus out of the thing? Cass was intelligent enough to knock this guy out of, that was driving the virus out of the factory, knock him out and take out the Tannoy system and, totally kick butt and become like a secret agent. He was an intelligent guy. I think he would know how to work a toothbrush. I think he would know how...
Oh, wait, the toothbrush issue was solved, by the way. Someone spotted he did go into the bathroom with a toothbrush in hand.
Yes.
He was going to brush his teeth while taking a piss.
He knows how to use, things, and just... Cass is, alive for millions of years. Well, not millions, thousands of years.
Millions.
He's not going to be stupid, and I was just a bit disappointed in the writing of how kind of dumbing down they were doing of Cass. Yes, it's going to be interesting to understand his humanity, but why can't we go down the emotional, route? Why do we have to make Cass a piece of ridicule? And it just seems like wrong. It just doesn't seem to be good continuity from the last time he was human. Rewatch the last time he was human and compare it to this time. Also, the Reapers. Now, Reapers, last time I checked, were like Tessa, were like death. You could kill them with a metal blade, like a... What do you call the things that you cut the... Scythe. You could cut them with a special scythe. They didn't have anything of grace about them. They were not angels. They were separate entities. And when a Reaper wants you to... A Reaper can give you the power to see what they want you to see. That's their sandbox. And they have nothing to do with angels. Cue this episode, and lo and behold, Reapers are now possessing people and have grace in them. This is just totally rewriting everything that we know about Reapers. It could just take that little bit more intelligence, right? We could have had the Reaper, who was tracking Cass, create a world from their sandbox and have Cass say whatever he wanted to say, i.e. Dean.
And like Tom said, we've seen their true forms.
Exactly, we've seen their true form. They've got a true scary ass form. They don't. It just.
And I think Tiger Lily brings up something also valid. Why would they care? We've seen Reapers. They don't care. They just want to read people. They don't care about anything that's going on.
I don't understand the need for Reapers at all. I don't understand it. Why on earth were they even introduced in the first place?
So they could totally, just no.
Why are they even doing this sort of basically militia work? Why are they doing this? They literally get nothing from it, do they?
Yeah, no, and it just doesn't make sense. It just no. No.
Why would they care?
It's just like Death himself, and Tessa and everybody. They're just like, look at all the fucks I give. Look at them all. None. And it just. And the thing is, if in any world they could be, on the freelance, a bit like that one that we met last season in Taxi Driver.
I mean, that was kind of cool. That was kind of like...
Yeah. They would have a sandbox to create worlds to ensnare Cass. They wouldn't have friggin' angel swords. They wouldn't have friggin' grace. So they missed a really good opportunity. And this is actually also something else that my dear Mama pointed out. And this is her exact words. This is when I knew that I had succeeded in making her ship. why couldn't they have just made the sandbox, create Dean and Sam, and make Cass think that he had found his friends? And if they really wanted to even go down the sex route, they could have had Dean and Cass sleep with each other. And then obviously that realization of Cass realizing that he hadn't actually slept with Dean, but had slept as a part of the sandbox, wouldn't that have made a bit more sense with the betrayal of and everything like that? Because then he realizes that he hasn't actually slept with Dean. So that was my mother last night, and she came up with a better story in 5 seconds, and these writers came up in blooming months.
To be fair, I think most of the fandom can come up with a better story in 5 seconds than those writers can come up with.
So
give your mom a hug from us.
Yeah, she was like ranting and raving, and she was just like, "Why? Just why?" You know, and I'm sorry, but they're forgetting the law that the thing is, in my case, well, now on to season 9, the lore and the myths of season 1 to 5 have laid the foundations to where we are now, and they're just blatantly ignoring it, and it's really starting to piss me off.
Same. It just that whole episode just grated me because it was just like, this is out of character, this is not going by the law, this is just terrible.
And you know, and it just it seems like they have no regard for continuity at all. And I read an article with an interview with Adam Glass and Robbie Thompson, and the issue of continuity was brought up to them because Robbie's mistake about Mesopotamia, and Robbie said that's the one thing he hates more than anything is finding out that he's made a continuity error. And then you've got Buckner and Ross Lemming or whatever and coming out going, who gives a shit?
And as well, like, Robbie tried to fix it. Like, he's been trying so hard to drop references to, like, earlier seasons into
and
his
also,
work.
Just simple stuff like, dudes, a tattoo does not take a D to heal.
No, okay.
Oh,
you get a tattoo. Can I just say, no, you get a tattoo. First it goes bright red, then it bleeds, it goes red, and then it lumps up, and then it goes scabby, and you can't leave it the fuck alone for about 3 fucking weeks, okay? Okay?
Redness doesn't go down for like 2 days. You can't actually see the tattoo, all you can see is the red.
And blood, just blood everywhere.
It would have been hilarious if it would have been just a running gag that Castiel is like, this damn tattoo.
Yeah,
it hurts.
I know, you wouldn't be having sex, I'm sorry. You wouldn't be having sex after you got a tattoo on your belly, I'm sorry. You'd just be like, ow, ow,
You would just be like, get the fuck off me, I just do not want you touching my tattoo.
Get the hell off me.
You know, Gemma, she might have been on top.
Also, excuse me, I'm sorry. I am a young, single woman, and I can count the times on my hand that I have taken a random homeless man from the streets and brought him into my home, and then decided to have sex with him.
I'm guessing it's 0.
Yeah. I mean, this is the thing is, this should have been like ringing alarm bells in Cass's head, because this is not normal behaviour.
Really attractive woman just wants to bring me in and have sex with me. All right then, let's just do that.
Yeah. It should have actually rang alarm bells that something was up. But of course, this new characterization of Cass is that he's stupid. He's not stupid. Stop making him that he is. Right. Done.
Okay, hold on. Are we gonna talk about the Ezekiel thing?
Yes.
Wait.
Cass out.
No.
I
Danny
still
needs
can't
to talk.
understand.
Danny still needs to talk, Kaleb.
Danny needs to do her bit.
Okay, I'm just asking a question. Are we going to address this?
Yes, we are. Let's
Ezekiel next, okay?
Okay, go ahead, Danny. Go right ahead.
About things that I actually thought were done relatively well in the episode, because I feel like there were a few hidden gems. A few. Not many, granted, but a couple. And so I thought I'd be a bit more positive and a bit happier. And one thing, as we're on the topic of it, Cass's tattoo. I really like that, and I think I will probably eat my hat if I find out that it was anyone other than Carver's idea. I'm almost 100% certain that Carver said, Cass is getting this tattoo, it needs to be in this episode, so that it was written in. Because it's Cass being smart and savvy, and it's Cass being the Cass that we know, who was using quantum physics to hide from the angels when he had the tablet, and oh shit, what episode was it? 820? I don't remember. Anyway, it's that shout out to Smart Cass, who is getting angel warding printed on his body to hide him from the rest of the angels. And so yeah, that was one thing that I did like. The issues of it being healed too soon aside, I think that Cass getting the tattoo was a good thing. Okay.
The tattoo, yes.
Yeah.
If anyone's got a really good picture of it, can they send me it? Because I'm actually going to get it up at my scar on my belly.
I would quite like to get it done as well. So it's just that, yeah. Second thing I'd like to bring up is Dark Winchesters. Anyone that knows me, I fucking love Dark Winchesters. I love Sam and Dean being violent and torturing everything, and the fact that they were stringing up a Rogue Reaper and torturing this defined Cass. That they only ever do that for people that they really desperately care about, and they would do for Cass. And I was like, yes.
The wrath. Did anybody else notice the wrath on his face? It
was so good.
Oh my god.
It was when.
Well, I'm losing you guys.
When Sam said,
I lost you guys for a minute there, guys.
You would
guys,
lead you to
guys,
Cass, and his face in that scene. Ooh.
What?
You cut out for a second there. I lost you.
Hello?
You're back. You're back.
Sorry. Yeah. Yeah. Hello, back. But yes, I know.
Excited about Dark Winchesters. Being torturing and just yeah, those things for me. So yeah, I'm glad that was in there. Okay, we'll go to Ezekiel next then. Hey, Kaleb?
Actually, I've got one more thing that also really paid me off, right?
Gemma.
Right. The jokes about unprotected sex. It's not big, it's not clever, and it's not funny. Your target audience are young people, and the cases of chlamydia and syphilis, which aren't easily cleared at the moment, are rising high, and you're making jokes about not using a condom. So I'm sorry, it's not very mature, and it then reflects on the writers again.
Okay, so on top of the non-con of it all, let's just throw on not having protected sex and making fun of that too. So
yes,
Jesus Christ.
Yes, sorry, but yes, they're making fun.
Yeah, terrible. Anyway, I'm going to add Shannon in because Shannon is around.
Shannon. Give it a sass. Do you want me to add, do I have to do this?
No, I've got him.
Alright, guys.
Can everyone still hear me? Because I'm really worried now because they're mentioning it in the chat. I'm worried.
No.
What?
What? I'm worried. Everyone in the chat is saying they can't hear me very well.
Shannon!
What's up?
Hello.
Everyone explain to me what I've missed, because I just have a very
we've just been ranting.
That would take forever.
Okay, no, I've got to run through. I've got to run through. We've been through the Twitter stuff. We've been through fandom stuff. We've been through consent issues, continuity issues, out of character issues, and some cool banter.
Basically, the only thing we haven't tackled is the Ezekiel kicking.
Yeah, which we're gonna do now.
So you guys, have you guys talked about what Misha said on Twitter and everything?
Yes.
Everything.
Yeah, we've done that.
Everything.
We're on episode.
Let's talk about it.
We're on episode.
I had tons of stuff that I want to talk about, but y'all already talked about everything.
Well, you shouldn't be late.
Then you should be there.
Yeah, you shouldn't be late then. You know.
Yeah.
Well, it's not my fault. I would either go to the picnic or get killed.
Well, it's not our fault. We were late either, so.
Well, you can join in on this. Okay, so we have a few more discussions around episode 3. We'll start with Ezekiel. I believe you guys want to talk about Ezekiel, so I shall leave you.
Alright, can I start this off? Because I'm still confused.
I'm still talking!
Okay.
Apparently Danny is still talking. Okay, Danny is still talking.
Oh, okay, right.
I can't see. Danny.
Yes? Have I gone again?
No, you're good.
Not so high.
We can't understand you when you get excited.
Okay. We will listen to you. Yeah, concise.
Okay, start out by saying that Jared really, really brought it this episode. Now you're making me really conscious because I feel like I'm intentionally dropping my voice lower to make sure you can hear me better. Anyway, yes, Jared was fabulous, and I really, really like him, the way he switches between Sam and Ezekiel really well. And obviously this episode is starting to highlight the issues that Ezekiel is definitely not trustworthy at all. And the fact that he's just hopping into Sam mid-sentence, the fact that he doesn't want to be seen out in public possessing Sam, something that he picked up on when he was discussing with Dean in the car. And then, of course, the issues with him at the end of the episode, making Dean choose between Sam and Cass. Everyone who knows me knows what my feelings on that is. Why do we have to repeatedly keep making Dean choose? It's something that happens all the time in fantasy. So why on earth they have to keep bringing it into the show is beyond me. Oh yes. Okay. Kaleb.
Now, I want to talk about the mechanics of this.
Mm-hmm.
Why? Why does he have to leave?
Why?
He feels like, well, he's going to bring all these angels after him. And we're like, he just got boarded with Enochian tattoos. You have been running around the countryside with the King of Hell in your trunk, okay? Just no.
Makes sense.
And also, it's also hinted into the spoilers in future episodes. I forget which one it was. Was it 6 or 9? They said that Castiel was actually living comfortably as a human, and he got a job. I'm like, yeah, he's getting chased. Surely he's being hunted down.
Every day he's hounded by angels.
Just
yeah,
it's a bit
obviously he's got time to work somewhere.
I think there's only the thing is, it just kind of invalidated the whole point of the episode for Zeke to come in the first minute saying, "I've heard stuff on Angel Radio. Cass is in danger. You must go find him." For him to turn around the episode and go, "Nah, Cass has got to go. Yeah, he's got to go." It just seems like
I'm going to go find him. I'm going to save his life, but you can't keep him. It's just
nope.
I actually think that Ezekiel has an ulterior motive when it comes to this.
Exactly, Shannon.
I actually think that he wanted to find Cass to ensure that Castiel was not a threat to him.
No, I tell you what. What if he's getting Dean on side?
I think, see, this is Mabel, it's interesting you say that, because this is what me and my mum talked about over vast amounts of wine last night. We think that Zeke is playing mind games with Dean. He's trying to get him to trust him and everything like that. And I think there's something just not right with what Zeke said when he said, why is he so worried about the angels finding him? Why is it so important that Cass leaves? Cass would be protected under the bunker. I mean, their mobile signal drops out 20 miles away from the bunker. Of course he could be safe. There's something just not adding up, and I think that's why he sent him away, and we're going to find out later in the series. And my new theory is that Zeke is a spy.
Ooh.
And he's spying for Metatron.
Ooh.
Yeah,
that could
see
explain
them
those
talking.
pictures on Twitter.
Yeah, and I think this is we get good when we are on wine. We get really good. So yeah, and it just doesn't seem right. But in the points of storytelling, again, it just didn't make sense for Zeke to turn around and go, "Yes, let's have the whole point of saving deer," and then get out.
See, either they actually do have a plan, or Ross and Buckner just like to fuck.
I think they're on a bong
the
whole time. I think they're just on a bong the whole time. And
what is this jilted lover?
We're getting to it. It says right there. We are getting to it. Shut up, Shannon.
Yeah, we're going to be talking about some positive features soon. Don't worry.
Does anybody else really hope that they might pick up at the beginning of 9-4 with some explanation as to what has happened to Cass?
No, they're not going to do anything.
God, y'all are treating me like I'm some kind of whoremonger or something.
But no,
don't worry, guys.
Does anybody else?
The positivity.
Yeah, but does anybody kind of think, ooh, well, I hope they address at the beginning of 9-4, like, what they've actually done with Cass.
I want them to, but they
Is he going to
won't.
be sitting there? Is he still going to be sitting there with each guys going, me no want me no more?
No, they're not going to touch on it. 'Cause it would be too expensive to have Felicia in the episode alongside Felicia Day, which I'm assuming is why they haven't had an episode with Charlie and Cass yet. But I want to find out how Dean explains it to Sam.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I got thrown into a closet for nothing.
Also, I want him to try to explain that to Kevin too, because literally last episode he was like begging Kevin to stay, and even included Cass in his family speech. And here he goes kicking him out. I want Kevin. I'm with
Osvic on Twitter.
I'm really annoyed. I'm so annoyed because we literally had 2 episodes of complete build-up of Dean wanting to find Cass, and we had this build-up of Cass being family and how much they needed Cass, and they were written. These episodes had great writing, and then we get this episode with these writers who just decided they were going to completely throw away any sort of development that the first 2 episodes started, and just gonna be like, we're just gonna, who cares about Cass? We don't care about Cass.
What Cass?
Dean looks so happy. He looks so happy with his whole family under one roof, and he has a burrito, and I'm so happy. And look, Cass is here. And, oh, I'm so happy, happy. And then they just kill him.
Glad that we have more good writers on this show than bad ones.
I know. And then he was like, he looks so happy, and then Zeke says he has to leave, or Sam dies. No emotional blackmail there. And I just didn't like the whole choosing one or the other, and it just made me cry.
I get the impression that Dean will lie to Sam and tell him that Cass chose to leave to protect them.
Yeah. I would have preferred that.
And also,
I would have preferred that.
I think it should have been touched on more, the distrust Dean should have for Ezekiel, because he's basically saying, if you don't do what I want you to do, I'm taking your brother with me.
Yeah, it's
that's the thing.
terrible.
I think that eventually Dean is going to not trust Ezekiel, but then he's also going to have to decide, should I try and fight this angel who holds my brother's life in his hands, or should I go with what he says? Because Ezekiel, he's literally got it made. He can use Sam's life now to completely manipulate Dean.
Okay, if the writers were clever, like, if they were clever, and most of the people, they could.
Sorry.
Like, Dean could work out that Ezekiel is a bad guy, but he needs to tell Sam that Ezekiel's a bad guy, and that angel's in him, and they need to get the angel out of him. So what if we have this we get back to the clever brothers, and Dean's leaving secret messages for Sam, and Sam manages to decode them all, and he works out he's got this poisonous angel inside him, and he needs to get him out, and then they secretly work on a thing together, and then they get Ezekiel out of him. I mean, that would be cool.
But
I would love that. I think that would be good.
I don't think that would work, because Ezekiel knows everything that Sam feels. Ezekiel would know everything that Sam thinks. The problem with Ezekiel is he's literally inside of Sam now. He already said in the last episode he can see inside Sam's head now. He can leave and kill Sam if Dean starts doing things that he doesn't want him to do.
Yeah, and also, I want to point out something. Him basically saying that if you don't do what I say, I'm going to take your brother with me, doesn't that imply that Ezekiel has some sense of ownership?
Yes, but also, another evil plot that my mother shouted at me. What if Sam's actually dead and Zeke's pretending to be Sam?
Shut up, Gemma!
I don't know. I think the switch between Sam and Ezekiel is too pronounced.
That'd be painful.
Gemma, I swear, if that's how it works, I'm flying to England and I am pulling the blonde hair out of your head.
Bring it!
Satan's wrath will fall upon you.
Satan's mad at you.
The thing is, I love the fact that I'm just like, bring it, Tennessee boy.
I am telling you that part of the reason that Ezekiel is spying. Okay, this is my entire thing involving with Ezekiel and Metatron. Firstly, one of Ezekiel's missions was to actually see Cass. Metatron wanted Ezekiel to find Cass and then get rid of Cass when they realized that Cass was no threat. He wanted to make sure that what he did worked, so he would not have any problems. Now he's staying with the Winchesters. And he is going to use, I think he's going to end up using Dean for another spell. I think that the soul of the righteous man is going to be part of another spell that Metatron...
Oh my god, no.
No,
Okay,
no,
not only... No. Not only is he spying on the brothers, also he's basically holding them hostage using Sam as a hostage, and obviously Dean will be wherever Sam is, but also he is inside the bunker, which is vital information that both Abaddon, Metatron, and Naomi wanted to get their hands on. Ezekiel is inside the bunker.
Oh my god! And also Cass said that he might be the key to reversing the spell.
Yes.
So maybe
Ezekiel
they want Cass away from the Winchesters and figuring that out. Like they do. The thing is, if Cass stayed with the Winchesters, they'll be able to figure that out with the tablet. And if Ezekiel probably wants Cass away from them because altogether it would just be crap.
And Ezekiel,
you know, it'd be really sad if like the last scene of the season was Dean with an angel blade and he was like looking at Sam Ezekiel, because I'm pretty sure at some point Ezekiel's going to just find a way to completely shut Sam up, and Dean has to stab Sam and kill Sam.
Oh, can I just say, if they sacrifice Cass to close heaven or like send them all back upstairs, I will be monumentally pissed.
Kevin is in the bunker as well, the only prophet currently that can read the tablets that are in the bunker. And Ezekiel could pretend to be Sam.
Metatron has all of the cards.
He does.
Yeah, Metatron...
I can just like picture... I can just picture Ezekiel as Sam, just like standing over Kevin while he's trying to...
It's just that line, it's haunting me.
Like, no, this is a really funny scene in my mind. Like, Ezekiel Sam is just standing over Kevin, who is, like, reading the angel tablet, and he's just like... And then Kevin's just like, Sam? Then he's just like, hello, Kevin.
The thing is, it's haunting me. It's haunting me, that line, what Cass said. If I was the key to unlocking heaven, then I am the key to...
Gemma, shut your mouth. Shut your mouth right now.
What if...
The thing is, it's kind of interesting.
What if Kevin works out... What if Kevin works out about Ezekiel somehow, and he uses the angel tablet to find a way to get rid of Ezekiel?
I like that.
I like that idea. I think that could happen.
That's happy.
Positive, I like it.
But that's the thing. I don't think that they're going to be able to get... I think that Sam really does need Ezekiel inside healing him. And I feel like if they find a way to expunge Ezekiel out of Sam, then Sam's still going to die. And I don't want Sam to die. I love all of Team Free Will, they're my children. Okay. And I can't let them die.
But can I just say, I'm going to be really interested to see how pissed off Castiel is going to be when he finds out about this, because Dean's keeping it secret from Cass as well. Big time. To the point that he's been rooted out the bunker.
Right. That's the first clue that Ezekiel isn't trustworthy, that Dean can't trust Cass with what's happening.
That pisses me off.
You know what just clicked in my head just now?
Oh, what?
Are Sam and Dean and Kevin and everybody gonna have to get Enochian wards now?
Yeah.
Ooh.
No, Sam and Dean don't have to because they have Enochian wards.
They've got them in their ribs.
Oh, but
Did you forget about that, Kaleb?
Osric can get a tattoo.
Osric's gonna have to go, and Charlie's gonna have to get her Enochian wards above her.
Kevin and Charlie have got
Princess
to get
Leia straddling dice.
I reckon
what
get
if
a tattoo
Ezekiel has to do it, and like Sam has to just like do it, and it's gonna cause a lot of trouble? I'm so worried about whatever Ezekiel does. Like, I feel like he has so much power now.
Shannon,
like,
you and my mum need to just sit down and have a wine or something, because she was excited the same. Like, this is exactly what I had to go through last night. What if he hits him? What if he's dead? What if he's just, I don't know. I don't trust him.
I'm honestly very excited to see the torment that Ezekiel is going to bring down on them.
Oh, wonderful.
And it makes me sad because, as I said, they're like my children, but I love seeing children get hurt.
You're like a jackass for children.
That is a good point.
And
Tom says the angel warding for the brothers has stopped working at some point. What if they broke their ribs? Because they get tossed around a lot.
That, Shannon, did you forget that?
Surely, actually, when Sam went to hell and got a new body when he came back out, that would be.
Yeah.
Apparently, when Dean got healed at the end of season 5, that got rid of the handprint on his arm, so that must have completely erased.
Did you forget that, Shannon? Did you forget that?
To be fair, though, let's face it, the continuity, as we've already discussed, has been shocking. So,
The only reason why the handprint isn't there is because they forgot to put it on.
yeah.
My bad. Oops.
Someone needs to sack someone in the.
Same reason why
Hey,
Cass had a beard in Purgatory and Dean didn't.
Maple, I'm seeing Adam's name in the chat, and can we bring in that ultimatum?
Adam.
You mean Adam, the person who's currently in the cage? The person who's never going to come back no matter how much people cry?
Oh,
No,
wow, that means
no.
family.
No, Maple, bring up that Tumblr post, and we'll tell you.
Okay, I saw, it was actually Misha's Minions. Okay, it's very rare, I actually agree with Misha's Minions, can I just say, but she made a post that said, what if, okay, Adam went to heaven, the ghouls killed Adam, so Adam went to heaven. So obviously then his body gets brought back. Now, Michael possesses him, and apparently at some point, Michael says, Adam isn't here anymore. Which means, by that logic, Michael killed Adam and sent him to heaven again, as he took the empty vessel for his own. No, shush, listen.
That makes no sense.
No, listen. We
I
thought about this. We thought about this. Death said pick one or the other, but he never said who was where. He never said that Adam was in hell.
Oh, good point. That's actually a very good point.
That is Andy's theory, by the way. Andy Nonfiction. I've seen that.
Oh, whoa.
that's his-
I just get so tired of talking about Adam.
I wonder. Oh, whoa. I'm wondering if Bart is Michael. No, go away.
Michael, what?
Who's Michael?
No,
What?
go away.
No,
Bart
I
is not Michael.
I don't think either of the big archangels are coming back. To be honest, at the minute, I think Lucifer might make another appearance before the end, just because we all love Lucifer. So.
Who? I don't
Lucifer.
think Lucifer's going to make any appearance at all.
I think you
Nah.
should. You got to admit you're
Having too much fun in the Tomorrow People.
I have an entire thing about why characters like Lucifer and Adam and Michael probably will never come back. I think I explained it in one episode already.
It's just poor storytelling because it kind of nullifies the sacrifices that they've already gone through.
I always thought that the reason that they can never come back was because, like, when they're locked in the cage, it's because they're not just, like, physically locked in there. Their graces / souls are bound there.
Yeah.
They are, and that's the reason you have to break the seals, because once you break enough seals, the bonds that keep them there are broken. They're sort of like metaphysical chains keeping them there. That's why Crowley could only bring back Sam's body and he couldn't grab his soul, and they needed to have someone as strong as Death to get Sam's soul, because only Death was strong enough to break those binds himself.
I just think it would be really bad storytelling to bring it back, because that was the whole point of the story arc between 1 and 5 was the whole Lucifer and Michael game, and that's it done. The second part of Supernatural is a completely different story arc.
Ari just brought up a really good point, and she wants a demon Bella to work for Abaddon. I'm like, hell yeah.
Can I
Hell
tell you
yes
all
to
a
that.
secret? Can I tell you all a secret? I don't like Bella.
Yeah.
I don't like her. I just don't like Bella. These are just characters you don't like, and I just don't like her. Just,
With a lot of side characters, I'm just really indifferent. Like, that's why I always get really kind of just like, why? Whenever I hear people complaining about Samandriel and Adam, I'm just like, they're dead. Get over it.
I love it.
I liked Bella, and I would love a demon Bella working for Abaddon.
I think it'd be great.
It'd be cool if they could bring back these side characters, but then part of me is just like, I could care less whether they come back or not, because they're dead.
I think they left it a bit too late.
I don't think it's probable, because the actress Lauren Cohen is still on The Walking Dead. So
I think it's just more.
Bring her back though.
I don't think
She'd be Black Smoke now. She can possess whoever.
That's what Cass thinks of it.
What was that?
That was the dog. That was Cass.
That's what he thought of him.
That's the noises he made.
So what are we going to talk about now?
Okay,
I think it's...
we have
I
a
want
list
to
of
talk
things.
about the next episode, to be honest.
No, hang on, we aren't done yet. Will you actually look at the agenda and follow it? Good lord.
I don't have one.
I know you
Hurry
don't,
up.
but Kaleb does. Okay, we have 3 hours, okay? Take a chill pill. Goodness me. Okay.
I will go back to my agenda duties next week, by the way. No, not next week. Oh, yeah, I'm not going to be on next week, guys, because I turn 18, and I'm going to be watching porn.
He's going to be going to strip clubs and drinking.
Oh, God.
No, I
Well,
won't.
no, see, here in the
That was my
US...
drama teacher. She thought that I was going to go out to the club, and I was like, and do what? Dance to country music?
Oh, I'm sorry, you don't get to drink until you're 21. Oh.
I don't drink anyways, because I'm above alcohol. I'm above the...
Ooh.
Oh, yeah. Wait 3 years'
It's one of
time.
those iron ladies.
Yeah, wait until 3 years' time. We'll be falling drunk on pavements going, I love you.
No, I've never had the urge to drink. Like, I've never had the urge to drink or smoke or do drugs or anything like that.
Meanwhile,
It's
here in the
never been my
United
thing.
Kingdom, most children have their first drink at 11.
Oh, speaking of drugs, this is really off topic, but I somehow talked about drugs with my hairdresser yesterday.
You have a hairdresser?
We talked about drugs. I'm like, I don't know how this happened, but it happened.
Oh, okay. Anyway, we have...
Okay,
What are we going to talk about, Maple?
Guys, let's talk about something important. Let's do that.
Okay, on the general discussion... Okay, you can pick a topic here. On the general discussion for 903, we've covered Ezekiel. Does anyone else want to talk a bit more about sexual assault? Because we
Not
didn't
really.
really cover April's side of it.
Well, actually, yes. Can I just have a...
Yes, you can.
Yeah, we need to cover April's side. That's
I'm going to like silence myself for a little bit because I don't want to talk about those two anymore.
Okay.
So
Okay.
I'm
I'm
gonna.
going to quickly. I'm
It's going to
back in a
be
minute.
really quick.
Okay.
Okay, well if it's gonna be really quick,
It's going to be really quick. Basically, a lot of people found issue that Cass slept with April while April was being possessed by an angel. And obviously, you know, when they asked to be possessed by an angel, it doesn't really go into nitty-gritty detail of you'll be having sex so I can ensure information. So this is more like non-informed consent. She gave consent to be possessed by an angel, not necessarily to have sex with Cass, but obviously in giving consent, gave herself over completely to the angels, because we've heard these words being used before in Supernatural. So, yeah, it's a very grey area, and to be honest, the writers should have been, well, she was possessed by a Reaper, angel, whatever.
We don't know.
we still don't understand
We
yet.
don't know, it's poor story writing. But, you know, in essence, it's such a grey area of non-informed consent that the writers should have known well to leave alone and just, you know, not even go there. Because even if she had given consent to the angel for her to have sex, she probably didn't realise she was going to have it. So, yeah, so a lot of people... So it's such a grey area because we don't know if she gave consent. She gave consent to be possessed, but did she give consent? Did she know that was going to be all that she was going to be doing? You know, to give yourself over to the power of God?
At the minute, angels are just getting people to say yes to being possessed. They are not going through all this. Do you consent to this? They don't have a list of stuff. Do you consent to sex? Do you consent to drinking? Do you consent to wearing these clothes?
Well, the thing
do you
is that
consent to this? They just say, do you say yes to possession?
Yes.
That's it.
Yes, and do you... Oh, it's probably in the name of, do you give yourself over to the power, grace of angels and all that? That the thing is, you're not going to be thinking, I'm going to be having sex, are you?
Yeah.
If you think if you're going to be asked to be possessed by an angel or a reaper or whatever, you're not going to be thinking, oh, I'm going to go and have sex. No, it's not going to be at the top of the agenda. So yeah, so it was. So my basic line is that the writers should have had the sense and common decency to leave well alone if they couldn't understand this basic form of non-informed consent. Ta-da, me done.
Okay. Whew. although someone did say, someone's brought up that maybe being possessed by a Reaper means dying because their touch kills. We don't know how Reaper possession works.
But
I mean,
they
we
could
don't
have
even
put
know.
right in.
We
Yeah,
don't
why didn't they
know.
just put
If
that
you-
in? We
to
don't know.
clarify
That's
that-
the problem.
To clarify that, the thing is, to clarify their consent issues, they could have done a couple of things. They could have, like we've said before, had April be a normal person and then be possessed in the morning and clarify that up after they're having sex, so she had sex of her own free will. Or they could have clarified what actually involved in a Reaper possession. Do they die? Do they give consent? Do they know what's happening? Are they physically aware? This is what good storytelling should have, ironing these issues out fully and giving you the full picture. So there you go. And Maria,
I am really hoping that the mountain of plot holes that these two writers have brought with this episode will be explained by better writers in later episodes.
the thing is, why can't they just give an episode to Robbie?
Like, it's been, like, we've gotten stuff about apparently Reapers or Angels. I'm really hoping that is sort of explained in a way to where it still makes sense to previous lore. And I'm really hoping Robbie will do it, because I heard you guys say, he had a continuity issue earlier in season 8, and he's really trying to fix it. So he's really staying on top of his continuity errors. And I'm really hoping that the other writers are doing it. I honestly feel like these writers wrote this episode purely to change Cass's character entirely, and now that they failed miserably at it, I'm pretty sure that there's going to be tons of damage control done in the area of writing.
I agree.
And that makes me really happy. It makes me glad that these guys, that a lot of the writers and the people who work on the show are active on Twitter, because they can actually see the smart and the good things that people have said about the show, like the critiques, what they've been saying, everything, what they know was wrong with the show. They know what not to do.
Yeah.
I don't feel like this was addressed when we were talking about the...
not to do.
I don't think this was addressed when we were talking about the Twitter thing, but a majority of the tweets that Chad got were actually constructive.
Yeah. Like, and one of the things that makes me kind of happy was that it was mainly that I don't know, like, I lost my thought. Nothing made me happy about what Chad and Guy Normandy said. Like, I remember reading their tweets, and I was just like, if I could take my fist to this computer, I would punch you both in your fucking mouths right now. Break your fingers so you couldn't type on Twitter anymore.
Okay, calm down.
Shannon?
Yeah, anyways. But then I got really excited and really happy when I saw people like Misha and what they wrote. Like, y'all talked about that, right?
Yeah, we have.
What Misha wrote. That made me really happy. That just made my heart melt. And then Osric, Jesus Christ, Osric was like Jesus.
Oh, Jesus. I was like, Jesus,
He literally,
child.
like, when I was in, like, I don't even tell you guys, you guys can ask Kaleb. I was in a really, like, just depressed state about Supernatural for a little while after that episode. And Osric was the only thing that was keeping my faith in the show, like, alive. And then you had the tweets, like, that Adam Glass said, and you had the tweets that Misha said, and just a lot of people were still saying positive. It made me really, really...
Osric is the baby Jesus.
Because it sort of got this thought in my head that, like, obviously if a lot of this stuff wasn't happening and a lot of it was like these guys were saying, then people like Osric and people like Misha, they probably would have just stayed away from the tweets instead of trying to egg people on and say, oh, yeah, instead of just saying, we should really stop talking about it, guys, just drop it. They would have said it in a nicer way, but then you had people like Adam, people like Misha, people like Osric who were saying that, no, you're not insane, no, you're not crazy, you guys should not be sad, and just, yeah, like ruler of nothing important, just bless all of them.
Cool.
I'm done. I'm sorry. That was one of the things I wanted to talk about, as you can probably tell.
Maple, where are we on the agenda? Because I'm like, are we going back to like the writers or the review?
Are we at like where Destiel could be going, or
We
Angst?
are.
Oh, actually,
we're at Dean choosing and Dean kicking Cass out.
Okay. Can I talk about that?
Yeah.
Go for it.
Dean one. Okay, I've heard a lot of people being really pissed at Dean kicking Cass out. And it's a rightful thing. I mean, at first, I was pretty pissed off too. But then I really did think about it. You see, like, Cass, he knows how to survive. We did see that in 903. We saw Cass being smart and knowing what to do when it came to actually fighting angels. However, at times, he was insanely stupid. But we're not going to talk about that. What?
What?
Oh, just keep going.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep going. I think that it really came down to the possibility of Castiel dying or the definite death of his brother. And if I was in that situation, like if I had to pick between someone maybe having to leave and maybe getting hurt over my little brother actually dying, actually just as soon as the angel left, just falling dead, I would automatically pick my little brother.
Exactly.
Because we know that Cass knows how to survive.
Yeah.
We know that Cass has ways to contact Dean, he has ways to contact Sam, and I'm pretty sure now he's going to have ways to contact Kevin, and it's just, he's going to be able to call if he does get in any trouble.
Mm-hmm.
But then you've got Sam. As far as we know, given what Ezekiel has Dean thinking, if he leaves Sam's body, Sam will die. He will die. And I know that there is most likely going to be a chance that Castiel will die too, but that's the thing. It's a chance that Castiel is going to die. With Sam, it's
most likely.
It's going to happen.
So wait, in that context, does that mean Ezekiel will never not be possessing Sam?
No, he said early on that he would have to possess Sam until Sam was strong enough to not need him. He says he's healing Sam from the inside out.
This is where,
Yeah,
Okay.
we believe him.
because if he really just wanted a vessel and he is a bad guy, then why even bother healing Sam in the first place? He could just say that he is healing Sam when he's not, and then just leave later and leave Sam to die. And likewise, if he... Wait. No, I've lost it. There you go. Just go from there.
I don't know about...
I don't trust him at all.
I don't trust Zeke at all, and obviously I get a bit annoyed by the whole codependency thing, but we've already discussed this in many different episodes. But obviously Shannon hits it nail on the head. If it was my sister and she was going to die, and it was somebody who, this person on the fringe who may or may not, it's a no-brainer. If it's your blood, you're gonna do it. But at the same time, I just find it really hurtful for Dean. I'm really sad that he's had to choose, and it's just another another layer of added guilt.
For 1 year, right? For this time, Dean did not want to lie, and he did not want to get rid of Cass, but he's being forced to. And I think it's from Dean's choices are being completely.
Yeah, it's
for him.
The thing is, it's also kind of really annoying.
Is anyone getting sort of Naomi vibes from Ezekiel?
Yeah, in a way, but I'm also getting slightly annoyed because this is Cass. He spent a whole year purgatory running to chase him, and Dean actually when he came back went through the whole guilt of feeling that he'd left him behind when he hadn't, and it just like the thing is I'm starting to pick up like the little things like Dean's starting to drink. And he's knocking it back, and you think the guilt is starting to get to him, and I mean, I think it's going to be interesting for the angst, sending away his best friend, and obviously when they meet back up, I really hope that Cass is frosty to him. I really, really do. That kind of makes sense.
That's where the guilt
what I feel like is that with all this in mind, I feel like Cass should have deserved at least an explanation as to why.
Yeah. Something,
but it sort of gets to it sort of just gets to the point where you're like, Dean's. It's really sad because right now Dean he doesn't know what to do. He's just sort of like, I know this is what he's thinking. I can feel it in my bones. I don't care what I don't care what Chad Kennedy or Guy Norman B says. Dean is literally right now having to choose, and you can tell by the look on his face whenever he has to tell Cass that he has to leave. It'd be like me having to choose between letting John die or kicking Kaleb out. It would be one of the hardest decisions I would ever have to make, because it would be choosing between my little brother and the person that I love.
And the thing is,
I know that Kaleb could probably go out there and survive because he's a Pavo street rat.
It's this little hole that Dean is digging himself. It's like this whole massive guilt thing of letting Sam be possessed by an angel. And the thing is, then it gets deeper and deeper as he keeps it more and more secret. And it gets bigger and bigger as he makes more and more lies about and making excuses as to why, when Sam wakes up from these things. And then, obviously, now it's getting bigger and bigger because now he's not only keeping it from Sam, he's now keeping it from Cass's best friend. And they thought they could be past this, all this betrayal and lying. And he's essentially doing what Cass was doing in season 6, lying to Dean. And it's just getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And it's getting worse and worse and worse for Dean.
Yeah,
and I think it's just going to implode.
He's going to implode, explode. He's just going to break down. He's drinking. He's building up these lies on lies and lies. He's at some point, he's going to snap. And
yeah,
I think he's going to tell Kevin when he snaps.
Yeah. The thing is, I think he's going to... He's had to choose between Sam and Cass. But in a way, he's betrayed his best friend and his brother. And it's so sad.
Yeah, I do
sad. Think it's not like Dean's doing it because
he's doing it for good intentions, but good intentions will always lead to people
with good intentions.
Yeah. So it's
he feels like he has nothing. He doesn't know what else to do. Like, I'm pretty sure he really wants to tell Cass, but he knows that if he does, then Castiel's probably going to be smart enough to tell him that what he's doing is really stupid.
Yeah, and I just sort of think, I honestly do think Dean's going to tell... I do think Dean's going to tell Kevin when it comes to his big breakdown, because Kevin is the only one who's not going to have immediate issues,
It's either that...
Wait, did we just lose May?
No, she's still here.
I'm here.
What?
I think it's actually, who I actually think he will, but, I actually do think the next time he sees Cass, he will tell him.
Yeah, I do.
I think it's going to be Cass that he kind of opens up, so,
From what we've got the, what's it, the 907, haven't we? The,
which is now 907.
Whoa, guys, something has happened. I didn't hear anything.
Whoa.
Anything you
That's
said.
your internet, Shannon.
Yeah, that's on your end.
Yeah, I think.
well, yeah, 906, 907. We've got the summary.
Yeah. So.
And Cass asks both Sam and Dean to come and help him.
No, he just asked Dean. He just asked Dean.
Well, yeah, okay, but by extension, that would mean Sam would come along too. So he'll ask where Sam is, and Dean has to make sure that Sam doesn't come.
Actually, Mapal.
Yes.
Do you mind if I read the information for 9.6 out to everybody if they haven't seen it?
Can we get to that in a bit?
Or is that later on the show?
It's later on.
Yeah.
So we are getting
no
that.
problem.
We have an agenda and I'm trying to stick to it. Desperately clinging to the agenda.
She's clinging like Leonardo DiCaprio to a bit of wood.
Oh, yeah.
What?
Don't blame me, I'm
not going to sink under the Titanic.
What?
I am not going to sink under the Titanic.
She made a Titanic joke.
Sorry, I'm
As
gone.
I watched my ship split in half in the background.
Okay.
Professionalism.
What's next on the agenda?
Come on then. Wait then. What's on the agenda?
Shut up, you Geordie. Okay. We have... I did put out of character down, but I do believe you already addressed the out of character issue. But Shannon's here now, so Shannon, would you like to address anything on the out of character issue?
Out of character, you mean Castiel being out of character?
And Sam.
Yeah.
Yes.
And just...
General.
Okay.
Generally, everybody.
I think all of Sam's out of character issues come from the fact that Metatron is manipulating his brain. As for Castiel's out of character issues, I honestly chalk a lot of it up to bad writing. I felt like in some parts of the episode we saw Cass being we saw Cass kind of being in character. Like I feel like there were moments where he sort of shined, I guess you could say. Like whenever he fought the angel in the bus when he woke up.
Mm-hmm.
And then there were just some moments where you're wondering, like, why did this happen? Like Cass and April's entire scene. Why did this happen? Why did we get a gratuitous shot of a woman's breasts? Why? It's just a lot of it comes from the fact that I think that it was a lot of bad writing. Like, I know that Castiel is human now, but it doesn't mean that his entire personality would completely change in like a week or so.
Shannon, I don't know if you heard me say that it felt a bit like they were dumbing him down a bit. Do you agree?
A bit.
Yes. Oh, yes. Oh my God. Yes. Okay. First of all, let me say that there were a lot of moments in there where I was like, oh, that was totally something Castiel would do. Like, and then there was just a bunch of moments in there where I sort of felt like Cass had sort of forgotten everything that he had learned from Dean about humanity.
Mm-hmm.
Like I know he's still socially awkward, but it got to the point where he was saying things to people, and I was just like, he would know not to say things to humans because he's not a talkative character.
Mm-mm.
And I don't know if it's the fact that it's because he's a human and it makes him, and he has this urge to talk more because
he's human.
I don't know. I felt like all of these things that they made him do in this episode, like all the human things they made him do, just happened too early.
I think it was very much like, oh look, Cass is human. Ta-da! Oh look, Cass is human. Ta-da! It was making a bit of a joke.
Yeah, a couple of things that are bothering me are, one, how his conversation was written. It was basically like really bad fanfic, Castiel's speech. The sort of, the no contractions, the really awkward, stilted speech. And, and also, can I just say, he said, and it's occurred to me that one day I will die. Can I just say Cass has died at least 5 times already?
I know. But no, I think he knows he's not going to come back.
Also, blown up twice.
Okay,
I just want to say
for this was, can I just say my final piece on the whole out of character thing?
Yeah.
My entire bottom line for out of character Cass in 903 was there were a lot of things that did fit. I will say that. Like, there's just a lot of human things that I saw that could have arose from Castiel being human, but they happened too early. Castiel being human, Castiel learning how to be human, should be a gradual transformation throughout the rest of the season. He can't just suddenly become human and become talkative and start doing all of this shit like a human being would do because he's been an angel his entire life. He should be culture shocked out the fucking wazoo right now.
The thing is, actually, Shannon, it's really interesting you say that. I think it was rushed, but there was one perfect moment, and I think Misha just came through. And unfortunately, it was just before the boob moment, but the overwhelm sensation in his tears in his eyes is over how overwhelmed he is by everything, by the noise, by people, by food, by breasts, by everything.
That's another thing.
But,
I'm really annoyed with that breast scene.
But the tears in Misha's eyes, and that was just like so beautiful, just how overwhelmed he was, and that's what we should be getting a bit more of, not the stupid let's try and make a joke out of it and rush it through. This is a gradual journey for Cass.
I feel like these writers, they really had so much they could do.
They had so much potential.
They could have given this episode to someone else, because this episode could have been one of the greatest episodes in the entire show's history.
I said before this episode aired, I did not trust these writers with the falling episode for Cass. I did not trust them with Castiel's first episode as a human. And, I know people saying the boob thing was misunderstood. It was basically, I think I know what it was. I think they were trying to get at the 7 deadly sins. I think. But
I think though that we're just kind of like, here's some breasts.
What it was though, it was gross. It was literally like, apparently because Castiel is now human, he therefore his boobs are suddenly this new thing to him, even though he's been around for millennia. And apparently now, as soon as he sees a pair of boobs, he's like, "Oh my god, breasts!"
It's kind of insulting to men in a way, really. It's kind of insulting to men that men obviously walk down the street and go, boobs!
Yeah, I just think a boob shot was... I think the boob shot was just, I think it was a bit not very classy. Like, they could have just done an overall shot of an obvious hooker or something.
Yeah,
here's your lust. He could have gone, here's the greed, the gluttony. Oh, lust. Okay. And
Ice.
Or why didn't they just show a picture of a man's crotch? Why can't we zoom in on a guy's crotch? Why does it have to be boobs?
The thing is, though, it was just, I think what they're trying to get was like the noisiness of life, like the food, the sirens, the vice, the fighting, everything like that. I think it was a bit insulting to men that obviously men walk down the street and if they see boobs, they get all excited. Look, it's boobs. No, they don't.
Okay, like if they wanted to show Castiel like noticing a woman, then I really feel like they should have done it in another way.
Like, what about her legs? What about her legs?
Yeah,
like legs are really
sensual. Or maybe like he stops and talks to a woman on the street or something, and he just sort of notices things about a woman that he hasn't noticed before. Why did they have to like just automatically show this random girl's boobs? I'm just like,
if we're gonna go down the route of food, and noise, and sirens, and fighting, and vice, if we're just going to show vice, just do a pan of the hooker.
Yeah, and if we are going down the 7 deadly sins thing, okay, you've got your food, your greed, and you've got your wrath. Apparently there's people fighting, so you've got your wrath. Now, if you're going down the lust route, like I say, just show the hooker, show her legs. You don't have to zoom in on her
Do a pan. Do a pan.
Pan! What they could have done is a really nice, like, progressional pan across the street, showing all the sins, basically, in a line, and Cass just disorientated around it. So why? It's like Jessica's just said, SPN always has these beautiful camera angles, and that was just awful. It was terrible.
Was the shaky Impala, the raging Impala. Did anybody notice that shot? I did not like that.
I'm not even bothered by the fact that it was a woman. It's just, I know that sexuality is like a really strange thing, and we have no idea what Cass's is at the moment. No. We have no idea what really any characters is at the moment besides Sam, and right now Sam's just possessed by an angel. So it's sort of just like, okay, so you wanted to show that he has attraction to women. That's awesome, but why did you have to like just
zoom in on a pair of tits?
It was tasteless. It was really tasteless. It was cheap. And I feel like they could have really...
Can I just say, for that poor woman, you do have nice boobs.
She did have nice boobs.
Nice boobs. We're not slagging off your boobs, babe.
Kudos to you, woman. You have really nice boobs, but, they should not be the focus of Castiel's intentions.
I'm sorry, but yes, good on the boobs.
And can I... Okay, Tom's acronym now for...
racist truck people.
Is RTP, the racist truck people.
Truck people. Is that now the writers?
Yeah, that's the writers.
That's the Ross and Buck there.
Okay, and you know what? Like, part of the reason that I stopped being discouraged about this episode was really because I realized these guys literally written horrible episodes all of their career.
The thing is, the thing is, every time we see them, we're just gonna go, oh God.
I know. Can I just say, like, you know I brought up earlier.
And it's just, so I'm not going to be discouraged anymore because obviously, with all of their backlash and with all of the awful stuff that they have done, there was a lot of backlash, and it was like backlash that kind of made me just a little bit proud because, yes, there were people who were overtly hateful. But then you had there was for the first time, I feel like in forever, the majority was really constructive, and the majority was able to really sort of tell the writers, tell anyone that they could what was wrong. And you had people who reacted awfully to it, like Guy Norman B and Chad Kennedy.
No.
And then you had people who reacted really well to it. And
Shannon,
Shannon,
the problem is it came across immediately. Everyone thought it was a Destiel problem. That's where the issue arose. Like, everyone was trying to bring up these issues, and it was coming across as a shipping issue again. So, the issues of, the consent issue and everything hasn't been brought up properly. So, we are handling it
amongst everything else, and
yeah,
they're trivializing many different issues by turning it into a Destiel issue. And I'm not saying that the Destiel issue isn't important, but
yeah.
But there were so many other things that were
important.
Yeah.
The problem in that episode, and somewhere along the way, someone went, "Yeah, but why aren't you shipping Destiel?" And everyone kind of snowballed from there.
The problem is, if you're a Destiel shipper, and like I started bringing up problems with 903, if you're a Destiel shipper and you start bringing problems up with an episode like that, everyone immediately thinks you are doing it because of Destiel. I had to clarify.
You know what really bothers me? Because I was actually looking forward to Castiel having a sexual experience.
I was so excited.
Reason.
Yeah, and
I love seeing these sexual experiences. I wanted Castiel to really sort of just really sort of go into that, like maybe just explore the lust that his body may have been feeling. I was really excited to see that being explored. But the problem with this episode was they did it in a completely
wrong way,
tasteless and awful way, and that's what was wrong with this episode.
And
I was sad that there was stuff said about Destiel because of all the things that they've been leading up to in season 8. Some of the stuff they were leading up. But what I was more angry about was the sloppy ass writing.
Yes.
The awful way that Castiel had his first time, and just the overall treatment of Castiel's character in this entire episode. Destiel was like a 4th place in the top 3.
Can we also talk about the treatment of sexualities as well, and just everything?
I think to be honest, the fandom itself got a bit carried away and got angry about, and the things that we should have been really angry and forthright about got lost in the "oh my god, Destiel's not real."
I think the problem is
it's not about that.
Can I just say, kudos to the Destiel people. It's the people who, a lot of the things I've seen with problems with the episode have come from the Destiel fandom. You guys have spotted the problems with the episode. So the thing is, then you guys go to the powers that be and you say, this episode was wrong. And because, unfortunately, you're a Destiel shipper, they then see that mask, and so does the rest of the fandom. And kudos to you guys. You try really hard and keep trying to get the message across that episode was wrong.
And you know what?
How it got so wrong was because, obviously, because you were a Destiel shipper, they ultimately felt of the more militant Destiel shippers who are a bit aggressive in their tone, and so obviously tarnished you with the same brush. They reacted defensively, and then obviously that when they reacted defensively on Twitter and said this isn't real, the militant Destiel shippers came out and started causing chaos, and it just.
And you know what? Can I say something about the Destiel issues that probably arise out of this? Okay, like for me, the issue of Destiel for me never started during the episode, because during the episode I saw a lot of Destiel moments. I saw.
Whoa! We're getting to that.
We're gonna go to that shortly.
Sorry.
Oh, okay. Well, I'll skip over that. Can I still say my piece?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
For me, all the Destiel problems started with Chad Kennedy and Guy Norman. They started on Twitter. They started when people started getting angry about the episode, and then someone brought up Destiel, and then it went up from there. It sort of became a lot of people got defensive in the powers that be. Well, not a lot of people. 2 people got defensive in the powers that be, and they decided they were going to try and drop this ball that apparently no one else with. and it sort of caused a lot of problems to STL. Because honestly, a lot of STL shippers they had all full reason to be angry with what was said to them by those two people. Because they were treated awful. They were basically said that everything that they had been led up to from this point was completely invalid, and that they were invalid for thinking such things. And I thank the universe for Isha and Adam and Osric, because they really knew how to handle it.
Yeah.
There were a lot of people, myself included, you can ask Kaleb, who were very just disheartened by what these two were saying, because it was completely uncalled for, and it was completely rude, and it was not a way that fans should have been treated.
Okay. So, where are we on the
Okay, sorry, I was just
I think we need to move to the positive stuff about 9-3. There was some of it.
Oh wait, just one thing first. That one review out of all the reviews called the show out on the sexual issues, while all the others did talk about STL. But there is one amazing review that is absolutely fantastic.
Yeah, yeah.
That I was talking about earlier, that Gemma linked me to, and
guys, and you.
Well,
Shannon.
If we haven't talked about this, I don't know, but SDC fan just sent me something. The reason that the episode's directing so bad because they had a new director. Sorry.
They did have a new director.
Okay.
Yes, I did see that. I was gonna bring that up actually.
Learn your shit better, please.
Apparently, he directs. He normally.
Someone sent me the.
He normally.
He's directed many different things once.
He directs things that are totally not what Supernatural is. He does not direct that genre very often, so that's where the issue is.
Go watch.
He only directs like one episode for everything that he's been on, so it's not good.
I'm sorry, Mr. New Director Guy. I am not impressed.
No.
Don't think you're gonna get hired again.
Yeah, I think, what is it? Is it soaps he does or something? He doesn't do this genre anyway, and you can tell.
The creepy, weird, awkward pan-up shot when they went to the sex. Oh.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
I kind of feel like they paired the writing team with that director because they knew
it was going to be shit.
Can
anybody else verify this for me? Right. Okay, so both times I watched it, once with my mum and once with me, but also the last time this happened with my mum. Okay, so basically Cass and April are kissing and it pans up in the romantic cheesy music. And then did anybody else kind of do, when you hear the screaming of the Reaper, kind of think, Cass, that's not how it works, babe. When he started screaming over Cass and April, you heard the, ah! I was thinking, what the hell? Is that Cass? And then you go, oh no, it's not. It's the Reaper being tortured. Oh right, okay. And my mum did exactly the same thing. She started laughing at exactly the same time, going, oh my, she kind of gave me this strange look as if to say, that wasn't Cass, right? And I'm like, oh come on, that's simple directing.
Whilst Cass was screwing a Reaper, Sam and Dean were kind of...
just the fact that it panned up to the window and you heard the Reaper scream while we're still panning up from Cass and April, and it was very much like a, I was like, Cass, darling, I don't think you're doing it right. And then obviously you cut
it's just the noises Cass makes, Gemma. Really
and then I was like, oh thank God, it's just a Reaper being tortured. It's fine.
Oh, thank God that it's not sex and it's someone being tortured.
Yeah. I was just like, and my mom's face was absolutely brilliant. She just kind of did this like, what was that? Oh, it's fine.
Oh my goodness. Anyway, okay, so we shall move on to some Destiel positives. Okay.
Yes.
Because 903, for all of its shit, can I just say, face cupping. Face cupping.
The death scene.
The death scenes. Oh my God.
How are we getting excited for the death scene?
Okay, hold on. Not only was there face cupping, but he got close to him, and when he approached Cass,
there was
he
knee
put his
grabbing.
hand on...
There's lots of knee grabbing.
Jeez, just personal space gone out the window. Goodbye.
And I love how he killed her. You killed her the same way she killed Cass, bitch.
Did you see the aggression on his face as well? He was like,
face.
bitch,
He
you
was
hurt my
so-
boyfriend. And he
The
just...
thing is, as soon as he walked through the door, it was like rage pout.
Yeah, it's like Sam was like, oh my god, what's happening? And Dean was like, you are going to die. And he just, proper
Bitch.
death stare and, yeah.
Oh, but then just like, the thing is, it was just like, damsel in distress, Dean to the rescue. It was just so romantic.
Ruler of nothing important. Voice cracks.
Yes! Oh.
Cass!
I'm sorry. I'm going to say this right now. That scene was probably one of the most romantic scenes ever because just there's something so for me when like I guess face touching has always been a really intimate sort of thing. Like I think really one of the like most cutest things you could ever do to show that you love someone is like kiss them on their forehead or touch their cheek or something like that. I just feel like, and then when Dean did it, I was like, oh my god, he's touching Castiel's face.
Face touching!
It was just like, it was, and the thing is, it was just like so like. Obviously, I thought it was like nothing says "I love you" like removing a knife from your boyfriend's belly and stabbing the bitch. But no, I just thought Jensen's acting. He's acting of someone completely in love because his reaction to when he stabs her. Obviously, he looks so full of wrath. Like, look what you've done. You're gonna die. And then when he turns to him, and immediately the knife is dropped out of his hands. Everyone else is forgotten. Even Sam is forgotten. Sam's unconscious against the wall, but he's forgotten because Cass is dead in front of him, and it's just the way he cups his face, and as if to say, that he could somehow put life back, and just, the whole scene. It was so beautiful, and just the way Jensen acted it, like the tears that came into his eyes. He actually was crying, the voice flavor, and then.
Did you guys see that post where it showed like a GIF of the face cupping scene? And then side by side with a GIF from that scene in Tangled when Eugene dies.
Yes.
Yeah,
it's totally.
This is my only problem with that scene, and I think a lot of it arose from the directing and from the writing, was that it was played off a lot more platonic than it actually was.
Tom's right.
A lot of people saw there was more than platonic, that it was definitely more than platonic there.
Jensen was playing it more platonic.
Yeah,
but it was played as platonic because of how it was written.
Mm-hmm.
It's just, I think Tom's right is a lot of Jensen's acting goes under the radar with the director.
Yeah, he's very subtle. He's a very subtle actor. He always has been, even from Dark Angel. He's been a very subtle actor.
I get the impression.
Because, if it was my friend, I would definitely do a lot of the stuff that Dean did. But then there's just some things that were definitely much more sort of being worried about. It's almost like being worried about your spouse. Like, you saw Dean, he held Castiel's face, and then when Castiel woke up, Dean didn't back off and treat it like it was a friendship. He stayed. He kept his hands on Cass. It was almost like he was sure that Castiel was there.
Yeah, then he grabbed an arm stroke.
Can I say something? Do you guys do any of you watch Breaking Bad?
No.
I'm going to start Breaking Bad.
There's this drug lord. I'm basically 90% convinced he had a boyfriend, and his boyfriend gets killed in front of him. And the emotions you see in that scene sort of ring very true to the emotions we saw in this.
The thing is, and I think it's and the thing is, what also I think was really affecting was the fact that he turned and when Zeke healed him, and then obviously you were watching him like this hope kind of going, and he's going, come on, come on, come on. That isn't, and then just the sheer awe of watching Sam collapse. But as soon as the first word that Cass is going to say when he comes back to life, of course it's going to be Dean.
Yeah.
And the relief on Dean's face, another subtle acting choice by Jensen again, and like the whole he rushes back to him and goes, hey, grabbing his knee and everything, and all that would have been chosen by Jensen and Misha. That wouldn't have been directed. That would have been that, them.
Yeah,
that didn't acting choice.
It was really like they were supposed to play the scene platonically, but then they added all completely
Goodbye Stranger all over again. It's the scene in the crypt of Goodbye Stranger all over again. That was all Jensen and Misha, because Jensen and Misha are 100% aware of what's going on.
Yeah, and the thing is, they did a Nick Fury. We recognise that decision, but we recognise that it's a stupid ass decision, and we're gonna completely ignore it.
Yeah.
And like, I think like the acting there was wonderful, because just that obviously it's the first word is Dean, and he goes rushing to his side, and just like the fact that he's so in his space, so in a thing, and then that line, don't do that again.
And Cass just agrees. He doesn't even know what Dean's talking about. Is it the sex? Is it the dying? It's just Cass is just like, okay.
It's such a couple relationship thing to do, to say, don't do that again. All right. It's such a couple thing. We've all been there. Like, you're not quite 100% sure, but yeah, I'll agree, hon. Yeah, sure. Okay.
And like, it's just, and then I felt really, really discouraged of, like, no, I'm not going to bring that up yet. We're going to probably talk about it later.
What's that?
But yeah.
Yeah.
We'll talk about positives here.
It's the positive section. Can I just say, though? Okay. Dean has kicked Cass out of the bunker, but I want to say something. Angst is good for shipping, and every good romantic story has a shitload of angst in it. So, amen.
You preach it, girl.
Oh, it's gonna be so good.
Hear that, Caleb?
Angst.
Shut up.
Angst is good. Because imagine it. It's like actual fan fiction. He's sending them away. They're gonna be separated. They're gonna be pining about each other, and then when Cass is trying his best to move on with his life, and somehow where he is, there's a monster appears, and he has to bring Dean, and they have to work together on this case, and there's this fission of energy because Cass is being kicked out by Dean, and there's going to be this frostiness of a jilted lover, which is what Misha's words, and it's all going to make sense, that, there's going to be this fission of energy. I think Cass, is going to realize, and be a bit frosty with Dean, and Dean's going to be like, shit, I've really done it this time, haven't I? And I just can't wait for this. This is going to be awesome.
And to Misha, those were Misha's words. Frosty is a jilted lover.
Mm-hmm.
We're getting to the jilted lover. Hang on. Yeah, we're here. We are at the jilted lover.
What?
It's okay. We are actually at the jilted lover. You can talk about the jilted lover.
Awesome!
Jilted.
I had no idea that was said, but now that I know it's been said, I can say this. If you're going to constantly talk about how this pairing is not meant to be romantic at all, you will not refer to someone reacting in the way of jilted lover towards their totally platonic friend.
Exactly. You don't refer to it as that. You don't refer to it as that.
Tom says, actually, it's Carver's words.
Yeah, it's Carver that told Misha that he should be acting like that. And, Mapal, can I bring up the thing that Jen said?
Yep.
Yeah?
One to that, do it.
Okay, we have a friend who's also on Profound Radio sometimes, called Win Jenster, and we were talking to her the other night, and she said, at this point, if Bestial is going canon, the only people that are likely to know are Carver, Misha, and Jensen.
They totally know.
And you've got Carver telling Misha to play Cass like a jilted lover, and you've got Jensen acting choice in 906. And so you're not. It's got to be. It's a thing. Oh, hi Jen. She's in the chat.
Speaking of the devil.
Dun, dun, dun.
So yeah.
We were just talking about you, Jen.
Here's Jen.
I'm still like 70% sure that Destiel will happen. I'm actually still a very Destiel positive person. I'm just not a very supernatural positive person right now.
I am hopeful. Yeah. I mean, I don't know if you guys have seen, I've posted a lot of very hopeful posts on my blog. The latest one is called Keep Calm and Keep on Sailing, because there's nothing to say that just because Cass slept with someone actually means that I think, and also because of the quite negative tones, I think he's going to be a bit more careful. But Cass has previously said in the past, I am indifferent to sexual orientation. that doesn't mean that's not going to cross over into his human life. And I just think, the way that they're acting, you can't say it's not love. And I'm sorry, I think we have got a really, like I said, I think only Carver, Jensen, and Misha, maybe Singer, and maybe Thompson will know about it. And I think they were going to keep it so tightly wrapped. It's just going to be like, yeah.
Can I say something?
Yep.
Yeah.
For a while there, when I was reading the tweets from Chad Kennedy, and I was reading the tweets from Guy Norman B, and then after I read those, I go to Misha's Twitter and Osric Twitter. I like to feel better. Honestly, with all the backpedal they did, and all just the general crap that they were saying, and how freaked out they were when they realized, oh shit, what's happening? Oh god, what did I do? That honestly made me a little bit more hopeful, because the fact that they're backpedaling means that they know they've made a mistake.
Mm-hmm.
The fact that they said this is not where we're going with this, and they got such a negative reaction, so they're backpedaling and saying, "Oh, it's interpretation."
That's really good.
It's awesome, actually. It's basically saying,
Hold
"Shit,
up.
now we know we've made a mistake."
Yeah.
Now, chances are the powers that be know that if they don't go from where they're going right now, they don't know, and they don't know and now they know that how badly the fandom is going to react now, then obviously they're going to try and do something.
Shannon?
They might not, even if they don't make it completely canon, I feel like now we're definitely going to get some sort of
relationship of some sort.
Yeah, we're going to get some sort of relationship being pushed through. We're going to get some, what's the word I'm looking for?
Resolve.
Yeah, resolve. We're going to get closure. There's another word, damn it.
Shannon.
It starts with the C.
Catharsis.
Closure!
Oh,
Closure! Did I say closure?
Yes, you did say closure. But Shannon, darling, can you say la-di-da again like that, please?
La-di-dee, la-di-da.
Yes! Thank you! I loved that.
But basically, I do think that the backpedaling and the fact that they know that they've made a huge mistake was actually a really good thing, because
to KFC.
They may not write the show for the fans, but they know that they have to keep the fans happy. And considering that a vast majority of the fans were not happy, they're probably going to try a little.
I think not closure. I think more satisfaction. I think we're gonna get rather than closure, because we don't really want closure, because closure means death and supernatural. We're gonna get some resolve.
I think episodes 3 and 4 were switched around.
Yeah, I'm starting to feel that vibe as well.
I think they knew episode 3 would be a load of wank, and they switched it to episode 4. So I'm not actually fully expecting, because obviously Misha's not in episode 4.
Mm-hmm. I think that as well. But I think
the sad part is, I feel like a lot of people knew, like there was a few people that really did know that there was going to be a lot of wank.
They knew. Trust me, they knew there would be wank. They knew full well. Really,
yeah, and they knew. Yeah, and I think, to be honest, judging from before, like we had wank every day before it aired. We had wank before the season aired, saying, "Oh my God, Cass is gonna sleep with a girl." That was it. That was the start of it. And so it's been gaining momentum since then. But no, I think we're going to KFC, guys. We're going to KFC. We're going via McDonald's and Burger King, but we're going to KFC.
Yeah, I feel like it was wank, but it wasn't the wank that the writers and everyone were expecting.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was. Obviously, they knew there was probably going to be.
I can tell you now, they were not expecting the rape wank. They expected more Destiel wank, and they didn't get the Destiel wank. They got the rape wank.
They got the rape wank, and then they just.
And it's not even just the rape wank. We had tons of people, a huge majority, much more than we normally do, who actually critiqued the episode.
Yes.
Who actually talked about how bad the episode was and what was wrong with it. And you have no fucking idea how happy that makes me.
The thing is, I think majority of people did not care about the fact that Cass slept with a woman.
No.
I think more people were pissed off about the shitty writing, and the non-consent issue and the dubious consent, and that's what we're more annoyed about, the poor writing, because you wouldn't have the non-consent issue if you had good writers. You wouldn't have this mess if you had good writers. And these
Yep.
two have proven that they're not good writers. So you wouldn't have any of this mess if these two writers had not written this episode. End of story.
Yeah.
Yes?
Yes.
And it really it makes me happy because generally I really hate Wank because Wank is always it's not productive. It's always something that has always just been a black eye on fandom as a whole. But this time, for me, it wasn't necessarily Wank as it was people just being annoyed. They were annoyed with the fact that the writing was so bad for such an important episode. They weren't annoyed with the fact that Castiel slept with somebody. They were annoyed with the fact that Castiel slept with somebody and that episode around it was written in such a terrible way.
Yeah, the thing is, but I mean, but on the scale of Destiel, I think I am really, really, really happy. Because the thing is, I was kind of getting depressed, and then the death scene happened. I was just like, yeah, my ship is still sailing, all aboard, and I am now really excited for 9-4. And the thing is, I think we've learned our lessons now. I think now we truly do need to move on because we're only 3 episodes into a season of 23. A lot can happen in 20 episodes, and I think we need to kind of move on and enjoy our journey to Oz next week, and look forward to Cass coming back, and that's what we need to do. And I think
I'm the only one in the fandom that's kind of worried about that episode.
Well, that is our next thing. That is our next thing that we're going to talk about. It's about 9-4 and Charlie going to. First on is actually I heard a really worrying rumor that Charlie was going to Oz with Dorothy. Has anybody else heard this?
No, I haven't heard it. I haven't heard anything about
this
episode. I heard
it. I saw this on Tumblr before that Charlie was going to Oz with Dorothy, and it really made me upset for a bit. And I was like, no. And because obviously it's been addressed that it's part of the
to the Enchanted Forest with Gilda, that she better not go to fucking Oz with Dorothy.
And
to be fair, she wasn't really given the option to go away with Gilda.
Yeah, I've seen this small little rumor going around on Tumblr that she's going to Oz with Dorothy, but also because obviously Oz is part of the fairy realm apparently. So yeah, but I really hope that they don't, because Charlie is one of our best characters. But Jenna's just said she's been scheduled for another episode, so who knows? But it's just one of the theories I have seen about.
I am very, very cautious about this episode.
I'm excited. I was cautious, and then I saw the promo, and I was like, yes.
Yeah, it seems like it could be a really cool episode, but it's just, I feel like it's too cartoony. Like, it's giving me
they wouldn't get rid of Charlie. They've already said that.
Well, hold on, Kaleb. I was talking. Shh.
Then talk.
Thank you. I was very worried. I'm very worried that the episode overall is going to be very cartoony, and it's going to give me that was it 807 or 808 where they were doing all that cartoon stuff and they went inside that dude's head. Wasn't it 808?
808.
Yeah. I feel like it's going to be one of those episodes that just feels really off and just not like Supernatural. And that just bothers me. Like,
yeah,
I'm really happy that we're going to get to see Charlie, but not excited because I feel like Dorothy, Oz, the Wicked Witch, what?
I thought that before. And I think it's going to be great for Halloween. Because when I was like, I wasn't sure, and then I saw the promo, and I thought, oh my god, this is going to be so great for Halloween. Because I normally do like really good episodes for Halloween. And yes, Jen, Baby's Bedroom, I still can't wait for that. I got excited when I saw the trailer, and I thought, this is going to be one of their kooky episodes. that I am gonna love. It's like because they do these episodes where they're kind of cracky and a bit, kooky, and it's just I think it's gonna be so keeping for Halloween.
Can I just say, from the promo, it looks like Dean is talking loads about the Wizard of Oz to Charlie. He's like, flying monkeys and witches and stuff, and I'm thinking, Dean, are you a fan of the Wizard of Oz? Are you? And if that happens, I think I'm gonna be very happy.
He's probably a fan of Wizard of Oz because Mary probably read the Wizard of Oz to him when he was
No!
Oz is actually quite dark. Oz is actually a really dark story when you think about it. It's just the movie that made it all nice and fluffy and cutesy. And
I am gonna be excited about it.
And the thing is, I'll tell you one thing. Has anybody ever seen Return to Oz? That movie scares the crap out of me.
I've never Return to Oz.
You've never heard of Return to Oz? Obviously, any 80s kids out there watching
Sorry,
Return to
Gemma, no
Oz
one's as old as you.
scares. Oi! Oi! Ageist.
I love you, Gemma.
We're snapper.
I am only 29 next month, thank you.
Only 29, okay.
Shut up. Anyway, so now apparently next on the little agenda for 904 is that Kevin and Charlie are meeting.
Maybe.
Oh my God, I hope so.
Maybe. Thank you. Jessica's traumatized by that movie. Thank you.
I haven't seen it.
Thank you.
I don't think.
Readers. I'm saying
One
it's
whole
readers.
person.
Readers.
Guys, I am so excited that Charlie and Kevin are probably going to meet. Assuming Kevin is going to stay assuming Kevin's going to keep his butt in the bunker.
I don't think Osric is going to be in the next episode. I just have a feeling. Which out, but
I love it, but it'll be bad continuity again, wouldn't it, if she didn't meet?
Yeah.
But Charlie hunting. Now we've
Charlie
already got this.
is hunting.
Well, because we got a sneak peek, and basically, she said that she was hunting. Now I want Dean and Sam to get a bit more pissed off than they did in that
clip. Can I just say something quick?
About them home.
Can I just say something? Because at the last point, someone says they don't think Kevin's in the next episode, but just because Kevin's not in it doesn't mean Charlie won't wander around the bunker and bump into Kevin and swap usernames and numbers and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It might be passing, mentioned in passing.
Like, there's the headcanon going around at the moment on Tumblr about when Kevin's not in an episode, just to assume he's playing Skyrim.
Yeah, just playing Skyrim for 18 hours.
Surrounded by cheese and like chicken and everything.
Charlie stumbled into like his little den, and Kevin's like playing whatever it is on his Xbox, and she's like, oh my God, and then she like grabs the controller and they just stop playing together.
To my head, and that Dean would go into his bedroom and there'd be like buckets of KFC everywhere, and like he's sitting in his pajamas, and he's like, Kevin, damn it, clean your room.
He's like bags under his eyes.
What?
Oh my God, I can't believe I never thought of this. Thank you, SDC fan. Have any of you ever seen Wicked?
Yes.
Yes.
Musical episode.
Well, the Good Witch of the North ends up being named
Glinda.
Glinda. And Glinda's very close to Gilda. What's Gilda? Is the Good Witch of the North, Witch of the West, knows her, and what if Charlie goes to Dorothy with Oz because Dorothy knows about Gilda?
Wow.
I don't want to chase her fairy
Gravity. Gravity.
Tiger Lily, I want a musical episode too.
Okay.
Everyone who doesn't know who keeps on giving us this awesome stuff, SDC Fan 8, who you should all go follow because they're like freaking amazing.
They are awesome.
They constantly give us spoilers and they constantly give us stuff that we can talk about.
Could we have a musical episode?
Maybe.
They just go follow them and talk. And
Shannon.
they constantly. Yeah, I was Glinda, but I feel
Charlie's been hunting.
close to Glinda. So
Charlie's been hunting.
So I'm
Shannon keeps going, so we'll just talk about, Charlie is going to be hunting by herself.
Since apparently
I want them to be pissed off about this.
Like they're going.
Well, did you see?
Oh
like,
my God,
Dean's
Kenman!
face?
Yes, I want a musical episode with John Barrowman in it. That that.
Oi, Danny, I'm the one that told you that idea, Kenren. Don't
He's making CW. Make it happen. He's in Vancouver. Make it happen. Shaz hands.
Okay, come on.
He could be.
Come on, guys. Come on. Come on. Charlie has been hunting by herself.
Yes.
Yes.
Charlie,
Did you
dumb
see
little bitch.
Did you see like the protective look Dean had? in his
Yeah, I
eyes?
hope they bring this up more in the
Oh.
episode. I really do hope they bring it up more and like kind of tell her that that is not on. That she's...
Charlie needs to stop because
Yes.
Charlie's going to
Wait,
get herself.
what?
Dean's. What?
You know what though? That's probably an excuse for them to keep her around so she can be part of Team Free Will.
Oh, I want Dean.
So
I think she's
happy.
gonna be able to stay around though because Felicia Day is so fracking busy with everything.
But maybe,
Well, hey, if Kevin can disappear for a whole episode, so can Charlie.
but no, I really want. I think I'm with Mapal on this. I want them to address this in the episode about how reckless she's being.
Yeah, because she could really got hurt during that.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
I mean, she's not. I mean, I know.
And in the
she's
same
keeping
clip.
herself alive.
I mean,
But-
there's... Okay, let's look at the lesson here of Supernatural. There are so many hunters that hunt alone, and they're all dead.
Yes. And
Can I just point that
the thing
out?
is, yeah, everybody we know are dead. And in the same clip, she discussed the Carver Edlund books again.
Can I
Okay, no,
say that
okay, hang on.
Supernatural has good continuity. It's great.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I just want to, because I was talking to Kaleb about this earlier, about which books have been published and which haven't.
'Cause
Chuck
some haven't.
published- Yeah, some haven't. But Becky has published what I think is up to the end of season 5. Basically, up until Chuck stopped writing, what was published through books was up until about the end of season 3, I believe.
Yes.
So before Cass
never
came in.
published.
So the books Charlie is referring to as like fan fiction are probably the seasons 4
and
to
5.
5 with the lovely Cassie
Bow
Allen.
chicka wow wow.
Bow chicka wow wow. So it's So my theory is
I
that
don't know
there's
where Becky's getting the. Where is Becky getting these?
what's
books?
happened. Chuck,
Well, remember she
she's
dated
been
Chuck,
she-
so I'm guessing she was
Yeah.
like around Chuck a
She was
lot.
like Chuck's #1 fan. and that's
Chuck
why she
wrote
thinks
all his
it's
work on the no. It was explained. It was explained in the show. Chuck wrote all his stuff down on his computer. When he
Yeah,
died or disappeared, Becky got hold of the computer and
Yeah.
she found all the files and she published them on the internet.
And she
Leave it to her psycho self to go looking for his computer. Jesus.
and she was a good character until she, married Sam.
She was not a good character. She was creepy.
She was
She
scary.
was alright, and she was creepy, but she wasn't irredeemable. But then season 7 times what
Okay,
happened.
she had her moments, but most of her moments
Time
were
for
creepy
wedding
as shit.
happened.
Like when she went and just touched Sam for a few seconds. I mean, I know
Oh,
it's
come on.
something we all would
You
do,
walk
but it's
up
not
to
something.
Excuse me, Shannon. If you walk into a room with Sam, would you touch him? Hell yeah.
Maybe you know what? I honestly, I don't think I would, because I have this thing called
Oh,
mannerisms that a lot of
boy.
I
You sit there on your
broke
high horse.
Dean
You sit
so
there on your
hard.
high
No, you know
horse.
what I would do? You know what I would do?
Please.
I would walk up to Dean and just grab his arms. Just
No.
You were going to say his ass then.
People, I wouldn't grab his arms. I would just jump on him and straddle him. Never mind his bloody arms. Hello, just.
But I
straddle him.
feel like,
Save a horse, ride a cowboy.
but I feel like she was just this really sort of just really weird character that needed to not exist. When I first met Becky, I'm sorry, I thought she was annoying and creepy, and she just needed to go away.
I'm sorry,
Let's
she
finish.
tied
Yeah,
Sam
and
down
she-
to a bed and was
the
going
moment
to
she
rape
They
him.
ruined her. They ruined her. They had this great idea of bringing somebody like us into the thing, and then they made it creepy.
Yeah.
She was not
became
like us.
irredeemable.
She was not.
She became irredeemable for me.
They were trying
She,
to make it.
forced Sam to marry her. That's when she became irredeemable for me.
Yes.
She
Yeah,
was
we're
like,
married.
no.
I dragged you.
She
That was like-
basically
That was like a
raped him
rape
so
marriage.
many. Yeah,
It was against his will.
she raped him so. Then she tied him to a bed and was going to have sex with him. How is this okay?
Who would tie him to a bed?
No.
Anyway.
What the fuck?
So we're addressing that the Carver and Lumberts are now online, and basically they mentioned Becky and Sam very much. Does her name ring a bell with you? And he's like, no bell, no, not whatsoever. And Dean's like, yeah, right, that's your ex-wife. Just buy some plaid condoms. Oh my god, that is the best line I have ever seen in my life. I want plaid condoms now. Tiger Lily, I want you to go and source them, please. And next week,
plaid. I thought it was pronounced plaid.
Plaid.
I say plaid.
Plaid.
People at
I
Raw
say plaid.
plaid.
I've never heard it pronounced no. This isn't like a jab towards like your accent or anything. I just never heard anyone say plaid.
It's played up here.
It's played?
Yeah.
It's part what?
Yeah.
Well, I think it's because I've got slightly Scottish in mine, so we don't really.
Yeah, that's an honest mistake. I mean, it's not something stupid like garage.
Shut up.
Garage. No, but
It's a garage. What is that?
no, I'm sorry. I am from.
Garage.
I'm sorry, I live
sorry.
so near Scotland.
It's a garage, people. What is a garage?
Fucking garage.
Alright.
To anyone who might be new and watching the episode, I don't mean what I say. I just like to make fun of everyone.
Shannon
We like
is
to make fun of
mean.
each other's.
Shannon is
like-
mean.
We just like to make fun
Make
of each
fun of
other's
them with their
accents.
crisps
That's what
and
we
their
like to
garage.
do.
I do have a bit of a strange accent, but
We just like to make fun of each other's accents. That's what we like to do here.
unfortunately that's because I'm weird.
Apparently, Tiger Lily already went looking. You can only get plaid packaging. Then she
wrong.
went on to say you can't get anything printed on the latex. You'd have to do that yourself. Just stay still a moment while I draw some plaid on there.
Well, that's the only way you're gonna have sex with Sam. So like, well, it's up to Angel.
Actually, you know what? If Kaleb, if like we were ever doing anything and you wanted to write plaid on our condoms, I would totally let you do it.
No, it makes sense because if
No, something better. You could draw a moose on it.
Yeah, just draw a moose head on the end of his dick.
If you want to take the extra step of safety, and if you want to get like a demon tattoo or an angel ward, well, if you're gonna have sex with Sam, then you have to draw a plaid on your condoms.
Plaid
it makes
protects
sense.
you. Plaid protects you from.
Are we suggesting that this is how audience live?
I kind of think we're going a little like off
Topic.
tangent.
No, okay. Can I say something? We have had
Hey,
a
we've been
shitty
pretty
week.
loyal. We've been pretty loyal to the agenda.
And we
Let
have
us
had a
get off
shitty week.
tangent
We are
once.
cheering up our people right now, okay? Okay, we all need a good laugh.
Actually, you know what? That could have been a great solution. Actually, letting Becky have sex with Sam, and then she would have
I
died.
should have died. Exactly. Because creeper love
But she
is
would've raped
always deeper love.
Deeper love.
Oh, guys!
Yeah.
What?
Do you remember when Charlie said Cass was dreamy? A lot of like SEC fans, and I actually saw the post on Tumblr.
What?
She said,
That all went-
What? That wasn't English. That wasn't English.
Does Shannon more than Tom does?
Okay, sorry.
is
That was
going
my
on?
first fault. I'll say it again. When you remember in episode 8 when Cass in episode 8 in season when Charlie called Cass dreamy?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Sounded so much like fan fiction because of the way that Castiel described Cass.
Ooh, because
He
obviously we
described Cass.
actually that's a
can I
fair
say,
point, Shannon,
good
because
point.
we didn't know. Because
And
we didn't know that the books had been put on by that point. Because we were like, how does she know that he's dreamy? Because they were only published to the end of season 3.
my theory
That obviously
was
now makes sense.
Yeah, my theory was that they did get published further. Can I just say that interesting fact about Supernatural is I've said this before when I was going to write a story with you and Shannon, Gemma and Shannon. Supernatural generally is written from Dean's perspective. We always know what Dean's doing. We always know what Dean's lying about what Dean's doing. We don't always know what Sam's doing unless Dean knows what Sam's doing or unless it's a plot device. So Supernatural is generally told from Dean's point of view, which means,
It is.
Judging by how they did it, they basically tell us that Supernatural the
Dean
show
thinks
is
Cass-
directly made from Supernatural the books, which means the books are also written
Dean
from Dean's
thinks-
perspective.
Dean thinks he's dreamy.
Dweemy!
It
Dreamy.
makes me sort of like picture, it makes me picture like a high school AU where Dean and Charlie are like besties, and then Dean is like, well, there's this annoying little brat at my school, and he has like these annoying blue eyes and this awful scruff on his face. It's just like sounds dreamy. And he's like, shut up, Charlie. Now I'm gonna go write a high school AU.
Oh, guys, did we forget? Felicia Day confirmed that she thinks Cass is in love with Dean on her Twitter.
Yep, she
Or
did.
no, that
No,
wasn't
at a
Twitter.
con. It was on a
That
con.
was at a convention.
Yeah. Anyways, we're gonna move on to 9.6 or 9.7. It was released as 9.7, and I think apparently it's now being switched around. It's now going to be 9.7. Do you guys mind?
Wait, hold on.
What?
I thought we were going to show that sign
Oh,
that hangs.
oh
in the
yeah.
bathroom.
We saw a post, and it's going around Tumblr at the moment, and it's basically what was on in the, what do you call it? Like a refuge? Is it a refuge home? In the bathroom shelter.
Yes.
Where Cass was brushing his teeth. There was a deliberate sign put up there that was basically saying that they did not tolerate any violence.
Yeah.
And the violence was also that meant homophobia, transphobia, racism, and sexism, which I thought was very important because obviously these things are put up there by set dressers. Is that right?
Set design.
And so
What are
that
set dressers?
set dressers are basically what makes, they go around and make it more. They dress the sets and they make it more authentic. So obviously, while
You know
we
what I
get
feel
the,
like?
I
You know
want
what progressively feels more and more like to me?
what?
It feels like literally everyone were trying to make up for what the writers and directors were doing.
Yeah, and like so. Set designers and the set dressers, they put this sign up, and I think it's really important to say that subtly that some people are behind us, and it's just like kind of going back to what I said. I think some people get us and some people don't.
I think a lot of it is probably down to as well. Quite a few homeless people are
Transgender and
transgendered, are gay, lesbian, whatever, which way you swing, and a lot of them have lost their homes because of how they identify, and I think that is just a nice inclusion and a nice nod to actual real life issues.
It's really nice because see, this episode is filled with bad things, but then there are tiny little gems that have nothing to do with the writing and the directing that just make everything else okay. Like they give you that sort of little hope because it's just like everyone was like, this episode's gonna fuck shit up, so we might as well try to make it as nice for people as possible.
I think also it's really nice that the shelter was actually run by the church, and to have that up also as well kind of says something as well. No, I really, really did like that, and the subtle little things. Like there has been things in the past that there's been episodes where I think it was the episode with the bending spoons and stuff like that. There was a LGBT flag in the coffee shop's window.
Yeah.
So there's little subtle things, and you've got to look for them, and just
Yeah,
gives you a little bit of hope.
And even as early as what scene was that episode when Dean is dying and Kat and Sam wanted to take him to that like faith healer?
Yeah, that's Faith. That's
Ooh, that
season
was Faith.
1. Season 1, Faith.
From season 1, I think
That
it
was
was episode 9.
That was
no, because it was when he sold his soul for Sam. That's like 2, right?
No, oh right, no. Oh, you mean season 2? All hell breaks loose when he sells his soul.
Yeah, he like sold his soul, and like Sam figured it out, and Sam was going to take him to that faith healer. And then there was that article about the gay teacher.
Yes, you're getting confused. Faith is when they had the gay teacher. That was when Dean got zapped by electricity.
Yeah.
And his heart died, and that's when they were the faith leader.
Sorry, just all the way Dean could die and he electrocuted himself. It's just...
Yeah, and then after the heart attack, he went to the faith healer. The faith healer's wife had got a Reaper and had
Oh
That's
yeah,
right.
the electrocution. That's right.
and bound
That's
the Reaper,
right.
and
Like
basically one of the victims that she chose to die was a gay teacher, and because she was
Yeah, and
choosing
that's
victims that
in
she thought were morally
context.
wrong. She thought,
Yeah, and in context, that's painted as something bad, wanting to kill a gay teacher.
yeah.
So that's
That
good.
was written by Sarah Gamble, and
Wow, that was back when she was good.
yeah, and basically she's choosing people. She's choosing people that she thought were morally wrong, and the gay teacher was one of them.
Also,
I
yeah,
maintain that she's just a really bad showrunner, alright?
she's really-
For sure.
I
She's
think she was a good
fantastic-
writer. She's just
yeah.
She's a good writer, but she was a bad showrunner.
And can we just say
I
that
think
that is
she was
also the first episode where we saw Reapers.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
it's
Can I
one of my
say something?
favorites.
Like, just a little thing. Like, remember back in season 1 when the worst thing that could happen was them dying, and when dying was a huge thing, and just like, OMG, Dean, we have to fight Reapers.
That was and the worst thing was that, oh my god, there's demons walking the earth, and then now they just waltz into hell going,
Dean,
what's
you've
up,
been
I gotta
zapped
make
by electricity, and your heart's going to stop.
But can you remember,
no.
guys? Can you remember when they found out what had killed their mother, and they're like, "Oh my god, it's a demon!"
Now they're like, oh, demons.
Demons.
Demon.
We
I bet it was a
to
demon.
Hell.
Well, now the
Demons, ha!
Hell, been there, done that.
Demons,
now
ha!
the
We've got the
Abaddon's here,
king of
like-
hell in our basement. So what the hell?
Hell's like our back garden. Anyway,
like,
so
oh, yeah, I'm
can
thinking
I
hell.
can I please read this release for
Can I do something first? Can I just say, to summarise, just a brief pause.
Oh my god! Sorry, I have to. Black Eye. I'm gonna pop some souls. I got 20 demons in my
Like bucket.
No, come on, okay.
We're done. We're done.
We're done. As a break, can I just say, to summarise how Profound Radio and the team works and our extended family, we just got a request through on our group for hot men in lingerie, but not lingerie made for women. No, not lingerie made for men, lingerie made for women. And we're just like, you have come to the right place, friend.
Men in panties.
We will hook you up with men in panties.
This is what happened.
This
And
is,
please, if
this
you
is
know
how professional we are.
If you know any
if you
men
know
in
any
panties,
hot guy pictures, if you have any hot guy pictures, please send it to this Tumblr. I'm posting it in the chat.
Caleb.
no, don't post, don't, no.
Caleb, that's your porn blog.
No, send that hot pictures of guys in panties.
I am deleting
Send
that.
that.
No, you don't know. You don't shame. No, don't shame him. Bless him. No. Just send it to Caleb. Send it to Caleb, and Caleb will forward it onto the person who would like the pictures. Okay.
Oh my god.
Caleb,
Anyways,
send your nude pictures to Caleb.
Anyways, can I
Yeah.
please, god damn it, read
Yes.
this press release?
You can.
Yes, go, Jim.
Right, Castiel gets a job. Castiel gets a job at a gas tip and actually starts to enjoy life as a human. A headline in the local newspaper about some disappearances in the area catches his eye, so he calls Dean to help investigate the case. Dean knows he needs to keep Sam, stroke Zeke, away from Castiel, so he tells Sam that he and Kevin need to stay and work with Crowley to decipher the tablet. Crowley agrees to help Sam and Kevin, but in return he wants one phone call to Health. Rob Spira directs the episode, written by Rob Berens, who is our new writer, and it's called Heaven Can't Wait. So
Again,
I'm
he's
super
having-
excited.
He's living outside the bunker safely, so why couldn't he live inside the bunker safely? I
am really excited to be a writer.
Because of Ezekiel being a dick.
Yes, that's what I'm really excited about this episode because of several things. I'm excited about Dean and Cass being together because obviously this is also where this infamous pictures of them in the parlor and Dean resting his hand on the shoulder kind of thing came from. And I'm really excited about Sam, Kevin, and Crowley getting together. I want to know what that phone call is to Hell. And I'm just so excited about all the Dean Cass opportunities. It's just gonna be so freaking awesome.
I'm excited about Crowley calling hell and like getting a busy signal because no, not even getting a busy signal, getting a dial tone. Because like the minute someone answers like "Hello, this is Crowley," it's like Abaddon. And
Oh
she's
no,
like,
I know what's going to happen. The number you've called has not been recognized. Please try again later. But no, I like. Also, this is written by Robin Berens, who's our new writer, who is
Gay.
So I'm really excited to see how he writes Dean and Cass.
He
Yes.
seems like a
I
really
really
I'm
nice guy.
excited to see how he writes because how he writes this episode for me is going to define if he's a good writer or not for the rest of the show. Like, because everyone's saying, oh, like, I hate it when, like, because a lot of people assume that because he is gay that he's going to write the episode really well, but honestly, we have no idea. He could be really shitty. He could be, like, the racist truck people.
But let's just be hopeful.
I'm
Seems
hopeful.
like-
I'm really hopeful.
He seems like a really nice guy, which is not the vibes I've got off some of the less, the
He
shady
seems quite cool on
writers.
Twitter as well. He seems quite cool on Twitter.
Yeah, he seems like a nice guy. He does seem like
He
a nice
seems
guy.
there's a lot of banter goes on between him and Kev.
Personally, anyone that Kaleb and I have a chance to sleep with is just always good in my book.
And I'm kind of looking forward to it. I think because he has a lot of banter with Robbie Thompson and Adam Glass as well.
He
So
seems like a really nice guy. Obviously, he must be a decent writer to get a job. Well, I say that. Well, no, because the other two have been there since a long
I'm
time.
so excited.
Well, yeah.
And one of them's married to Robert Singer, so,
I'm very hopeful.
Actual
I've got
season-
high hopes for him.
Actual season fanfiction, Dean and Cass hunting together.
Yes.
OMG.
Alone.
OMG.
Alone.
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 Does that mean they're going to get a hotel room?
Alone.
And the thing is, also, just like how it raises, like...
Gemma!
What?
Okay, they're hunting alone together. Cass now needs to sleep. They get motel
Uh-huh.
rooms when they go
Yeah.
hunting.
Also,
I really hope that it's one of those, like, they end up trying to get a hotel room with separate beds, but they get one with only one bed.
and then,
So, like, they
Cass is
decide
just
to
like,
try and sleep
oh
like
no, imagine Cass would just be like, oh no, Dean, I'll sleep on the floor and you now, I've been sleeping on the streets. And Dean's just like, no, you don't.
Oh. Guys, this was meant to be 9/7, right?
Yeah.
This was meant to be 9/7, it's 9:06. Didn't they say 9/7 was a game changer?
Yeah.
and then obviously, the thing is, so they're going to be together and they're going to be alone, and I'm sorry, but there's going to be so much tension between them because obviously I think you also might get a bit more jealous, Dean, because he's probably thinking, oh, Cass is not going to be able to survive without me. And if Cass is kind of getting on with his life and doing okay, can you imagine the jealousy? Can you imagine the jealousy from Dean, like as if to say, well, I want him pining over me like I've been pining over him. And, so I am like so friggin' excited. And now when I found out, I was like, oh, 9/7, that's only 3 episodes.
Wait, is it
And then
9/7 or 9/09?
It's now 9/6. It's now 9/6. They've moved 9/7 to 9/6. So this Heaven Can Wait is only 2 episodes away.
Oh.
Ooh, yeah, I'm with Ken Rin. I'm excited for the return of Kim Rhodes.
Oh,
Yes.
hell yeah, hell
Oh,
yeah,
is
hell
Kim
yeah.
coming
I
back?
was so relieved to find out she didn't
She's
die.
alive.
Oh, I love her. Okay, I met her, you met her as well, didn't you, Danny, at the convention? And she is the most amazing person. And I went to get something signed by her, and she just swung her legs around from behind the table, and I was like, shit, you have nice legs. And yeah.
Oh my god, that makes me think of The Sweet Life of Zack and
Blessed.
Cody because that was always the running thing. They always made her legs like the sexiest things ever, and I was like, OMG, she does have really nice legs.
She does have
So-
really nice legs.
Honestly, if I ever met her, I'd be
I am
up
just-
Supernatural. I'd be like, I wished when I was little that you were my mom.
I
And
queued
I
up.
love
No, I queued up
Cody
to ask her a
Evans.
question. I didn't actually get to ask my question. I did want to ask, how did you get such amazing legs? Because her legs are absolutely amazing, can I just say. They are fantastic.
Yeah, apparently, yes, 9/7 is apparently the child flashback one, but obviously they're moving around a lot of the episodes at the moment. It's a bit weird.
Jodie comes back in 908.
But they're moving a lot of the episodes around, which is actually scaring me.
Though I am imagining like Mabel just sitting there lusting after Kim Rhodes.
I absolutely love her.
oh.
And she's such an amazing person, okay? She has got the hots for literally every male actor on set, okay? She literally just wants to have sex with them all. She's just drooling over Jensen and Jared every time she's on set. She's fantastic.
She's us. She is us.
She is
I mean,
us.
And she
okay,
has
honestly,
a fantastic blog too. Have you ever
if
read
any
her
of us
blog
ever
posts?
got the chance to work on a supernatural set, I wouldn't be able to do anything because my eyes would constantly be on Jared's butt.
Mine would just be on Jensen the whole time. And also, and I like to also just guys, do you guys see the pictures that I reblogged the other day? Well, actually yesterday, I think it was last night, of Cass in his FBI suit.
Yeah, I saw it. Yeah.
And
What?
there was these pictures on my blog of Cass in his FBI suit back with Dean and Sam. And this guy's a spoiler, so if you don't want to know about spoilers, when you clicked into the link, it had obviously more Metatron and Sam stroke Zeke in the dark. But yeah, so but Sam, Dean, and Cass were all together, and they were all in there.
Garth is coming back. Garth is coming back.
But yes, Lauren,
Danny.
Lauren, go to my blog and tell me where. What?
What?
Don't get excited. We can't. Calm down, Danny. We can't.
Danny, we can't understand a word you're saying.
Saying.
Send us a message in the chat or something.
What the hell?
What?
Okay.
Oh, Osric in the onesie.
Oh my god, yes, because he was
Oh.
rapping I'm the Slim Shady in his onesie, which,
Guys, Garth is coming back.
What?
Finally.
And can I just say,
Apparently, Garth is coming back in Rock Place, according to SDC fan. It's the episode where Dean and Sam are trying to infiltrate like a church, apparently, and they're pretending to be born again virgins. I don't know how Dean's gonna do it, but apparently Garth is coming back.
Hey, he's back.
Well, finally, maybe we'll get some freaking explanation as to where the
can I
hell
just clear
he
something
said.
up? Can I just clear something up for Tiger Lily? Because you all interrupted me before I said that if I was on set, I would be staring at Misha's jaw. Because I did at the convention. I was just like...
The thing is, this is a well-known fact. This is an ongoing campaign from the Profound Radio team to actually get me to go to a convention.
You are going! You are!
And this is an ongoing attempt to get me to go to
Mapal,
the
speaking of the convention, are we doing coverage of the convention this year?
Yes, you are.
And so basically, the guys are trying to get me to go, but I don't think they really realise like how dangerous this possibly could be. That this girl
Gemma.
sitting here,
Gemma, have you haven't seen me, Danny, Becky and Lauren at a convention, have you?
I know, but the thing is,
Mapal.
These are the type of
Mapal,
people
I've
that
been
saved my
watching
voice
the show.
and kept it as a ringtone.
the thing is, I've been watching the show for 8 years, 99. Wait, obviously, yeah, 8 years.
She's been watching the show for 99 years, guys.
Yeah, 99 years. And, you know, maybe that tells you why I haven't been to a convention, because I'd probably be arrested. The fact is that my mum and dad have basically said if I get to San Diego Comic Con next year, that they have actually got a bail fund set aside just in case. My dad says he will come and bail me. This is saying something, because I don't think I'd be able to keep my hands to myself if Misha Collins was in front of me, or Jensen Ackles, or any of them.
Supported.
I'd be, you know, like... the thing is, as my friend says it, she imagines me going to San Diego Comic Con next year and basically going into Hall H. And basically, if Jensen Ackles is in front of me basically running and rugby tackling him to the ground. Literally flying through the air. So, but yeah, so me and...
If we go to San Diego Comic Con next year, we could actually meet up.
Yeah, I really want to go, but I don't have money.
Apparently, it's at my college. I'm only spending a semester in New York City, and I'm going to LA. So, like, if you go to San Diego Comic Con,
I'm coming to Cali next year. I'm coming for my 30th.
Oh, your 30th.
Okay, shut up. it's actually going to be for San Diego. San Diego Comic Con is actually going to be for my big birthday next year. So.
No, that's what I'm saying. I'm saying I could actually go to your birthday.
Yeah. Well, it's actually not until November, but we're going in July. Whatever.
I'm meant to be going to California at some point because I've been sort of pressed into going. Apparently, I have to go.
But yeah, I'm going to San Fran. We're going to LA. We're going to San Diego, and we might even be getting up to Portland, Oregon.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
But no, all I'm saying is, if both you and Mapal are able to come, and Kaleb, he can come too, we can all meet up in California
and get arrested! And get arrested!
Get arrested!
We can get arrested and do our podcast from jail!
It's like, hey guys, we are Fan Radio. We're coming live from San Diego jail!
We tried to get close to them and we failed.
Cell number 2.
But I now know what Jensen Ackles' arse feels like. Yay!
But fun fact, okay.
I'd happily fail for that.
I feel like if I tried to squeeze Jared's ass, my fingers would break.
Okay. For anyone who didn't know, my Vancouver trip's off now because I was dating an asshole. So, I am now saving up to go to California. So, why are you laughing? He was a prick, okay?
Ari in the chat.
Oh my god, Ari!
JL edition. You know where mine normally says live from Asylum 10 or Asylum 12, it says live from San Diego jail.
San Diego jail. No, honestly, this is why I've not been to a convention. This is why. This is generally why.
Can we just clarify, we would not actually harass
Yeah,
well, speak for yourself.
I promise you, I would never legitimately, seduce Cliff so I could get closer to Jared and Jensen. I would never do that.
I went to Asylum 10 and just asked Danny. I saw Misha, I got my autograph from him. I was clinging to Danny because I nearly passed out.
I
have to admit,
she could have grabbed me and was just like,
I have to admit,
oh my god!
I would be probably very much, actually, for all to say that I would get arrested, I probably would just be really, really quiet and hide.
No,
I'm actually quite shy and
We all
bashful.
say what we would do if it happened, but we're all really socially awkward people.
Yeah,
so
I'm
if
actually
we actually got to
shy.
be there, we'd probably just curl into a little turtle ball and just try and maneuver ourselves up to the stage.
Yeah, I'd be like, hi. That'd be about
Guys, are you
it.
kidding? I played Twister.
I'm imagining Gemma right now. I feel like she's just gonna burst into tears all the time.
I would be that.
Guys,
I would.
Are you forgetting? I played Twister with Misha Collins. Trust me, weird shit happens at conventions, and you know.
Caleb's pretty right. Considering I burst into tears at 9-1, I think I probably would just burst into tears. I'd be like, Misha,
You'd be like me. I was clinging.
Oh yeah, guys. SDC, I read it wrong. Garth is not coming back in the Born Again Virgins episode, but the actor who DJ Qualls said
everybody say hi to Dee. That's my mum.
Hi, Dee.
So Garth,
she's just paid the bill
he's
money.
not coming back.
What?
Garth's not coming
Dee,
back.
that's Gemma's mom in the chat.
That's my
Now
mum.
I've got to sprint downstairs.
What are we talking about Garth? What?
Garth isn't coming back in the church episode.
He's gonna be a different one.
Okay.
But he is coming back.
That's
Okay,
my mum.
Hi, gentlemen. Okay, we have 8 minutes left, so what I'm quickly going to do is we got the episode titles so far for season 9, which may change, obviously, so I'm just going to run through them.
Oh, God, they've changed them again?
They keep changing them all the time. Well, I hope, can I just say, I hope they change 9:13, and you'll see why in a minute. Okay, so we have 9:04 is Slumber Party, obviously. 9:05 is Dog Dean Afternoon. 9:06, Heaven Can't Wait. 9:07, Bad Boys. 9:08, Rock and a Hard Place. 9:09, Holy Terror. That's the one with Metatron in it. 9:10, Road Trip. 9:11, Firstborn. 9:12, Sharp Teeth. 9:13, Let the Fat One In.
They're making an episode about me, you guys.
Shannon.
I'm constantly knocking at Sam and Dean's door because I want to see them so badly, but they won't happen.
I'm sorry, but I'm like...
Okay, I'm wrapping up early because we like to give the Profit Hour team, a nice 5 minutes actually to get themselves out. Yep.
Oh, crap! What was I going to do?
What?
PCAs.
Oh,
What?
yes, the People's Choice
PCA.
Awards. The People's Choice Awards.
Oh,
You see a lot of people.
yeah.
You've probably seen this post going around. The guys have been nominated for a couple of awards, but also, despite winning the preliminaries of Best Chemistry, Dean and Castiel haven't actually been officially nominated. But you can actually tick the little box and put your own one in. So,
and also, I'd like to stress that we can't mix it up, do Castiel and Dean.
Yeah, you've got to.
Then they count it separately.
Okay, yeah,
Let's all just collectively put in Dean and Castiel.
On top of that, they're asking you to vote Jared Best Dramatic Actor, so he can get nominated for one, and Jensen for Best Sci-Fi. Also, Supernatural's also been nominated for Best Sci-Fi Program, and Sam, Dean, and Castiel have been nominated for Best Bromance. So look at the route. Yeah, look at the links. They're everywhere on the internet. So just remember.
Yeah, I've at least reblogged
we've got
it.
5
radio blog twice.
Yeah, so Dean and Castiel, or just remember that Dean and Castiel.
I think the voting ends on 31st of October as well.
The 31st of October, so you've only got a few more days to do it, and I think it'll be a massive. I think it'll be a massive, two fingers up to 903 if we won this.
Yeah, because I feel like we always say we are a huge margin of the audience, and I say with this, why don't we prove it?
With it, yeah, exactly. And so this is just to get them nominated, though. So we need to kind of really get them in the nominations, and then obviously when they're in the nominations, yes, obviously Pat, if you want to put Misha in for Best Sci-Fi Actor, brilliant.
Yeah, that's fine.
You can also. I've been actually voting Jensen, Jared, and Misha all in that category.
It's. Here,
whatever you want.
guys,
Whatever you want, but it's mainly.
Let me put it in the chat.
It's mainly Dean and Castiel, the best chemistry.
Yeah, it's exactly like that.
Yes,
in the chat. Exactly
just like
that.
So obviously, once we get them into the nomination, then obviously the big nominations are open, and that's when we'll have to go voting crazy again because we need to get them in the nomination. Because once they're in, we can make them win.
Yes.
Okay, so now we gotta
because
go.
I feel like with all this mainstream media,
Caleb,
I feel like it's really important.
Caleb, it is important, but sorry, we have to wrap up.
Yes.
Shannon, what's up?
Okay.
Oh no, I was saying we gotta wrap it up.
Yes.
We gotta...
Just quickly, remember, Hunters International people, if you are a writer, check the blog, and the writers have been confirmed. Please send in your information that has been requested, which is, blurb and all this. Please send that in. I'm making pictures for you, and it's really cool. The Profit Hour.
We're doing a Halloween show.
We are doing a Halloween show, but I can't get a calendar up again. I will post that on the blog. But send us your scary stories, and if they're scary enough, we will read them out on air. Real scary stories, shit that's happened to you, and we will read it out on air. Okay, so the Profit Hour team is going to be on in about 3 minutes or so. I think someone's just gone to the toilet, so we'll see how that goes. So
they may start a little late because they're having difficulties, but just stay tuned.
I think they are sorted. I think they're sorted and ready to go. So thank you everyone for tuning in and listening to our rant. 3 hours. You have 2 hours of the Profit Hour next. So
you should be now so much more positive.
Yes, be positive.
It's fine. Our ship's still sailing.
Oh my god, that totally broke. Yeah. Okay.
Okay, love you guys.
Love you all. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.